Hey, this is Duke Nukem, and you're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. Now, where's my gun so I can kill some motherfuckers? Yeah, how do you like that? Suck my balls.
Coming to you live from Foxborough, Massachusetts, delivering it to the world and the internet all over the place. Jim Ross's eyes will not remain open for the remainder of this show. That's right, I said Jim Ross's eyes will not be open for the remainder of this show. Spectacular. What a great AEW tonight for the most part. Pretty good show tonight. Jim Ross's eyes will not remain open for the remainder of this show. Hell yeah. If you're in the chat, it's time to get wet. Give it to me. Give me those review scores. Give me those review scores, baby. Let's see. What do we got in the chat, baby? Practica Deportes, motherfuckers. Let's go. Give me those. Come on. Give me those reviews. I'm looking at the chat right now.
Hey, this is Poop Dupum, and Joe Cronin is with you from 10 to 2. Now, eat my balls.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good night. Ready for this AEW review tonight because I'm a happy camper for the most part. I'm a fucking happy camper. This is weird. This is weird that I feel good. I feel pretty good right now. This is weird. If you're in the chat right now, feel free to hit that like button, baby. Feel free to hit that like button. All right? Yo, Tommy NC, what's good, brother? Tommy NC's in the chat, and he's ready to go. Hey, Tommy, brother, if you want to call up, feel free to call up, Tommy. Feel free to call on up, Tommy, if you'd like to, man. We will take your call, brother. I know I didn't get to talk to you earlier today because I didn't go live like I planned on doing. So definitely sorry about that, everybody. I wanted to. I just want to rock out the whole goddamn night. How you guys doing? Tommy's going to yell at us? You think he's going to yell at us? Why would Tommy do that? Why would Tommy go and yell at us? That would be just mean. But ladies and gentlemen, AEW, the review's coming right now. I do all that stalling because we gotta let the live reaction go out, the alert go out to everybody. Some people will get the alert within 15 minutes. Oh, John Wills, what's up, John Wills? What's with all the dislikes? Oh yeah, probably some of my former co-hosts are really not happy with me ever with me that I won't speak with them. So. They send the dogs. They send the trolls. They can't just leave me alone. But the dislikes, hey, they count, man. They count as interactions, so I'll take them. Dislike, like, don't matter. As long as you're doing something, it's good for the algorithm, if you know the YouTube algorithm. Feel free to get us up, though, if you'd like to. 200 likes, I don't know. Maybe we could hit that. A lot of stalkers, man. A lot of stalkers. If you don't want to work with someone anymore because they're a psycho, they stalk you forever. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the guys who was swatted by those individuals, ladies and gentlemen, Jake DeMarco. Oh, I got you muted. I'm a fucking asshole. There he is, Jake DeMarco.
That was my first one I said. I think you got me muted still, but yeah, one person is probably about 40 of those dislikes. Guarantee it, because they have so many damn accounts. It's crazy.
Fuck yeah, baby. Hey, listen, you got to admire the dedication.
Yeah, talk about tenacity. They do not have the word quit in their vocabulary.
I'm down with it.
It was a good night for AEW.
Yeah.
A lot of things progressed forward. We've kind of had an issue with them not spacing things out and telling a very forward, story with any momentum. And now they're full steam ahead for the, Revolution Lethal Leap Year pay-per-view. So I am all about it. A lot of good matchups there. Hager is going to have his first outing. That we obviously have the title match and new champion tonight. The women's match was odd, but it wasn't bad because they were able to do what they haven't been able to do in months now, and make Riho look like a underdog. They've posed her as this dominant figure, and then tonight they got some sympathy by having the crowd get on her side. So they did a good job with some ring psychology work there. But all in all, it was an entertaining night. A lot of fun to be had, I think.
Oh, my bad. Hold on a minute. Yeah, Tommy, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were calling or not. I saw that you were in the chat, talking in the chat, so I just was saying sorry if I missed your call, Tommy. Thanks, bro. Yeah, I saw.
Get your butt in here.
I saw Tommy NC in the chat saying stuff, and I didn't know if somebody was calling a minute ago a bunch, and so I don't know if it was him. But yeah, Tommy, if you want on, man, just give a call up if you like to be on. But I did see you in the chat, Tommy. I didn't miss you. I didn't miss you, Tommy. I mean, even if you didn't watch AEW, Tommy, I guess you can call. But I don't know if I don't even know if Tommy's still keeping up on AEW. But tonight was an episode that I thought was pretty good. I think if you're somebody who likes AEW but doesn't catch every show and missed this show tonight, I think this is one you should watch.
Yeah, this is one you shouldn't miss. The past few weeks were, lacking in substance. Tonight, they're building towards their pay-per-view. They got a lot of forward momentum in storytelling. They advanced a few things as well, and they had some pretty compelling matchups. So all in all, 2 thumbs up here from this side.
Let me give them credit. Let me give AEW credit, because I did a lot of bashing of AEW the last couple weeks. What I do want to give them credit for is when something doesn't work, it does seem that they veer to a different direction, I think, pretty quickly. They are listening to the fan reaction. They try it for a few weeks. They don't give up on it like Vince does after 1 week. Yeah. When something doesn't work, but they also don't stick with it for months on end. So I think my complaint, though, is that a lot of these problems are self-inflicted. It's kind of like I don't want to beat a dead horse, so I'm not going to mention it again. You guys have already heard me rant about it. You'd be like, here he goes again. Yes, Joe, you're so smart. We get it. The Luther thing obviously is retarded. All the goth groups at the same night, of the same couple weeks,
Luther's now calling out Jimmy Havoc as well, so that's what they're building for the death match. That's what they should have been doing.
Luther should lose because he can't beat a woman. like a 90-pound woman. How is he going to be Jimmy Havoc who staples himself?
Exactly. So that's the story they should have been telling to begin with, and I think they realize that, and they're going to try and retcon and.
I hope to God that they use Luther to get Jimmy over, because at this point,
I think
fuck
that'll
Luther.
be the goal. He's the older individual in this, and
like a lucky guy to be there, kind of not part of the show originally.
Just, hiring your friends to get a paycheck.
Right. Yeah, man. I really hope they. But I hope they do that. I hope they use Luther to get over Jimmy. I just don't know if it makes any sense. The goddamn guy couldn't beat a 90-pound Japanese girl.
Yeah, I think that, if you look at their history and their targeted ideas so far of who they're going to push, Jericho aside, they needed Jericho. So I can't, hold that against them. Oh, he's, almost 50 and he's a dinosaur. People make those comments. This is some of the best Jericho's been at yet, as far as, not so much ring work, but charisma and marketability. So he's on top of the wrestling world. And, everything he does sells. It's great. He's totally justified in having that top position. But everybody else so far, they haven't really pushed Omega or the Young Bucks. Surprisingly, that was my big worry. And they've given a good amount of people a chance to shine. They just haven't done enough with storytelling. And it seems like they're trying to revert, and make some good changes to make you learn about people and get into the mind and the psyche of these individuals. The little vignettes they're doing with Darby Allin is a nice touch. Things
that
like that.
Nice. To keep them relevant was good too, I thought.
Yeah. And also to sell the injury of the skateboard. There's a few people that we still haven't seen in quite some time. And one of the issues they have as well is that with a limited roster, they don't want to burn through, which they were kind of, I felt, doing early on at a fast pace, these big dream matchups per se. You're getting things out of the way and without much build to it either. And that was an unfortunate side effect of the Wednesday Night War and trying to bring in viewers. So we were getting, huge matchups just on a weekly basis without any real story behind it. Thankfully, they're starting to realize that, hey, we need to take our time. We don't need to rush into things and make stuff actually go ahead and make sense.
Yeah, I think they're obviously learning, but it's so up and down. But again, I don't mind the up and down. It's so up and down. But I find it's so exciting. Even when they fuck up, it's exciting to rant on. When I think they made a major mistake, I'm having fun blasting them for it. But then when they do something right, I'm having fun giving them lots of credit for it. So much so that so many people think that I'm bashing them 1 minute, the next minute, or both of us. They think one of us is bashing them 1 minute, then the next minute they think we're sucking their dicks. So it's like, I kind of enjoy that. I enjoy that 1 week it's one thing, 1 week it's another thing sometimes, because these guys are just all over the place trying to, they're not afraid to fuck up, and they're also not afraid to, seemingly be retarded. And then they're also not afraid to,
they can make fun of themselves. They can try to be serious. And this was not a perfect night by any means.
No, it was sad.
There's still issues, but it was far better than I feel like any of the shows we've gotten from them this year. The past month and a half. So
it made my privates stand up at attention. Full on attention, Jake. And my privates are standing at attention.
I know Riho was not working as champion,
right?
And I didn't honestly want to see Nyla Rose go ahead and take the title. I didn't have interest in that. But leaving that match from the way that they went ahead and presented it, I'm okay with Nyla being fired up and she hit that huge spear and the sit-out powerbomb for the win. Now she looks like an actual threat, and it can be taken a bit more seriously. I think she's not an ideal champion, but she's certainly a good heel champ temporarily to allow them to elevate a new face. That was the problem. Riho became champ, but no one knew jack squat about her. We knew that Kenny Omega had an interest in Japanese schoolgirls, and that's about it. So,
oh my God,
that was pretty much the basis of all we knew about her. She's 90 pounds and she's got a lot of heart and grit. Well, just because you get your ass kicked over and over and then suddenly pull out a win at the end doesn't really say much. We didn't get any promos or story whatsoever from her camp. It was just, hey, look, she won the title, and then she was off TV for long bouts of time in between. So now we actually have someone who looks like a domineering force that's going to be able to elevate a new face to be an equal challenger.
I think, I reluctantly had to agree that looked pretty good. Like, that was probably one of the best women's interactions in the company so far. And a lot of stuff tonight.
Especially with the crowd. I mean, they got Riho to look like a true, sympathetic babyface. The crowd was into her trying to get that comeback. And, you saw at certain moments, especially when she went for the 619, right? They call it something different, and the crowd actually like kind of gasped with her. And every time she was trying to get back up, you heard the crowd audibly become involved into everything that she was doing. They were booing Nyla when she was getting the upper hand, and they
hate
really,
Nyla so much. Like, they hate her so much that it was like, even though people have been shitty to Rio too, but they were like, wow, I still, as much as people are mad at Rio right now or don't get it, they totally don't like. Aren't they supposed to like Nyla? Aren't all the SJW, AEW fans who are supposed to be like, trans people, yay?
Initially, I think that's what they were going for.
What the fuck is going on?
Like right when AEW was premiering, and then they transitioned her, pun intended, quickly to be a heel. And from there, we know how the sausage is made. So I think enough of the fans saw she didn't have a great work rate. And if they can just make her have those huge power spots, to her credit, that's what works. And that's what she should stick to. She's not great at like fast-paced in-ring action, but if you have her go ahead and hit those, Death Valley drivers and suplexes and power bombs and, the double foot stops and splashes, it looks, impressive to a certain extent. It's better than trying to be, more agile.
Yeah, it's sorry, I got a message. Tommy just sent me like 7 messages. He's like in the chat, and I'm like, all right, yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, it's.
And Riho had impressive near falls that were believable, so the crowd got into it even more so. They made it seem like, wow, this 90-pound soaking wet individual can go ahead and actually give someone with such a larger stature a run for their money, simply for the fact that they don't want to give up. So that in-ring psychology and bit of storytelling was the most we've gotten from not just the women's match, but Riho as well.
Yeah, since
the company started.
Anybody, it's finally. I mean, like finally. And the other finally tonight was Britt Baker finally. That started out cringe. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, that started out. I'm like, and then she managed to save it. And I don't think it was all on her though that it was cringe, because I felt like Tony wasn't reacting. He was kind of just like, oh yeah, that made, like he was smiling and nodding.
He stands there kind of like
in agreement,
like a quiet puppet. It's weird. Like we're like. And I don't know if that's bad or not, but yeah, there's something off about it. But then it got better. And then when once she had the crowd, that was when it was like, wow, this segment went from like, I want to die, I think I'm going to go get something to eat, to like, well, she's doing better on the mic, to, wow, she just pissed off the fans. Like, and then they're really reacting. And then she kept talking and it was good. And then it was like, it was building up these points with me throughout her after I was ready to bash it. So it's not bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. And going after Whataburger in southern states is like a true sin, so
right.
Calling the fans, chubby morons and things like that. That's the cheap heat, but it worked after she already went and was basically saying that, the rest of the women's division will always be number 2 compared to me. So
Whataburger's going to murder half that people in the audience. So
no doubt.
Yeah, it's funny to hear people like support. Hey, it's going to kill us, but like you better not boo it, you piece of shit. No, it's funny. But yeah, the Britt Baker dentist stuff's a little over the top, a little, ridiculous.
Yeah, she doesn't need to go into the, the molar bicuspid, all that kind of stuff. But specific.
That's not what I mean 100%. Like, I mean, like, it's like always about her being a dentist, and I get it. And I get that's why then she came up, I'm going to say all these technical terms to irritate people, and that actually worked. I mean, it's weird. It worked.
See, but I liked more so of what she said, because Trailbound and I were joking last week, saying that she should go with the dental angle about, oh, you don't even have insurance, like, knock her down that way. And then when she brought that up, I'm like, damn, that's great. That's going to draw heat.
Well, she also brought up
saying you have bad teeth. I don't think the crowd's going to go into it, but saying that you're poor, you don't have insurance, you're an immigrant, things that, that'll resonate and get people to respond. And she hit her stride more once people started to get pissed off about that.
Well, it's also that she really she said what we said about that girl. She was like, oh, no one's know who she is.
Yeah, exactly. She came out of nowhere, and so those are the kind of comments that really help.
Well, let's go ahead and take a break here for a second and talk about Broken Lion. He is the king of the wheel, motherfuckers. He is the king of the wheel. Sunday, he became the king of the wheel. But tonight,
in my heart.
I don't even know what this title belt is, but because I haven't put my JCS title back up here, I'm just going to come up. I found this title online. It looks pretty fucking cool. And tonight, we are going to take some donations here. And first off
we have a new member of the JCS
look at this.
Army.
Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, 1001 of Clips has become a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. 1001 of Clips has become a sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. He's become a member. He clicked that membership button down below. And ladies and gentlemen, 1001 of Clips. Thank you, sir, for the donation, or for the becoming a sub, rather, for joining the JCS Army in the chat. Now you're going to have these special JCS Army pictures of me. And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. His name, he's been here. He was here with us yesterday on the morning show. And now he's here with us again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tommy NC 2010. Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Joe. I'm just going to state this for a fact. I did not watch AEW tonight.
Did you watch any NXT?
No, I did not watch NXT either. I was too. Here's what happened. I took a nap and I slept in, and then Crystal called me and said, "Hey,
you had phone sex. You had phone sex. You had phone sex with Crystal."
No, I did not have phone sex with Crystal, Joe.
That would have been a good reason to.
That would have been,
watch AEW.
I mean, what happened was I took a nap in the afternoon. And then fell asleep, and then my phone went off, and she's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, "Ready for what?" The podcast. And it struck me. I said, "Oh shoot!" So I jumped up, and I had to get a thumbnail and stuff like that.
Deodorize the nuts. Yeah, I get you.
And get what?
Go ahead and make yourself all spruced up nice.
Yeah, get the thumbnail, get the title ready, and so we were a little bit late,
good.
But we did the podcast talking about Joaquin Phoenix winning the Oscar for Best Actor, and also other things in the show too.
So Tommy, let me ask you this: since even though you didn't see AEW tonight, let me ask you this, Tommy. What do you think of? Well, actually, let me ask you this first before I ask you another question. How many AEW shows have you seen? Like, what's the number? 3, 5, 10?
I watched the first episode. I've been watching a few episodes, but since the holidays, I have been missing a few AEWs because of the holidays. Because
you got to get back in the groove, is what it is. Like, you got to kind of get back to the groove. You lost it a little bit.
Yeah, I lost. Well, I do. I have watched the ending. Like where Chris Jericho is going after. I call him the pirate now because he has one eye.
Moxley?
Yeah.
Moxley, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was good tonight, Tommy. You should go back and watch it if you can. But if you can't, I get it on the DVR. But the good thing about AEW is they put up all the clips on YouTube afterwards, too. So you can always go on YouTube and watch the clips over and over again, and figure it out. But so far, of what you've seen of AEW...
I think AEW is a great company. I think it has a lot of improvements to come along, but I think that they're going to be the next WWE if they can go up against WWE and crush them in the ratings. I think that they have a chance to burn out that flame that is WWE.
Alrighty. Well, so do you think AEW is better than WWE?
Yes,
WWE right
actually,
now?
I kind of look forward to watching AEW more than WWE.
What about it?
To be honest with you, because the stories are actually better on AEW.
And even NXT, you think AEW is better than NXT and WWE main roster?
Yeah, I think that the WWE product has become lackluster.
You think it sucks?
Yes.
You think it sucks dick like Crystal?
Oh, fuck you, Joe.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But yeah, I'll check out your podcast with her. Tommy, you should plug our Corrupted podcast on Crystal's podcast.
I'm sorry. I apologize that I mentioned that, Joe. I should have mentioned that.
No, I mean, you don't have to, but you should. You should plug Corrupted on the podcast with Crystal, and then we'll plug you and Crystal's on Corrupted like we've been doing. Oh, no, not Corrupted. Honestly, the podcast, me and you's podcast. Yeah, make sure you're promoting that all over the place, Tommy.
Most definitely.
Most deaf, Tommy. Plug it everywhere, man. Plug it. Go to the fucking. Just scream at people at the grocery store. Be like, I do this podcast, and then just make people so angry that like they want to kill you.
You sound like that guy off of police. You sound like that guy off of Police Academy. From part 2 and part 3.
Oh, which one?
Well, he was the bad guy. He played with the gang that was going around. I really don't like that. I just like to go to the circus. So we could go after Ryan. He would talk like that.
Tommy,
all right.
Speaking of retarded, let me ask you something else, Tommy. Before you go, and actually, you know what? Hang on the phone, Tommy. We're gonna come back.
I want
to
know
you.
if he joined the Dark Order yet, Tommy.
Yeah, stay on here for a minute. We're gonna play some donations here real quick. Hang on a second. We'll get back to you in a second. Oh, look at that turkey time.
What if the turkeys hate us? What if they filleted us? What if they killed us and ate our children?
Let's put the turkey up next to Tommy and see what it does.
What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? If the turkeys ate us, if they had to hate
Give me the turkey
us,
dance, Tommy. Give me the turkey dance, Tommy.
Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us.
Hey, Tommy, give me the turkey dance. Give me the turkey dance.
Apart.
Do it.
But first they'd
Look,
eat
I'll do
our
it.
nuts, and then they'd
Give me
eat
the
our
turkey dance.
butt.
Give me some kind of turkey
The
dance.
turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if they ate our fucking nuts? What if the turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes? Instead the turkeys ate us.
Solid show tonight. There was still shit that needs work like the picture-in-picture, but they overall did good, especially with the promo packages, and goddamn Jeff Cobb is in AU. And Joe Cronin versus Scooby-Doo in a loser leaves town match.
Dude,
Book
I
it.
would beat the shit out of that Scooby-Doo, man. If that Scooby-Doo was sitting in front of me, I would have popped his head off. Soundwave92, thank you for the $29 donation, man. You are the current champ now, motherfucker. You are the
Plus, he
current
was
champ.
blocking people's view with that sign.
That's what I'm saying.
I know there's people behind him getting pissed.
Oh, he had a sign, too?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that guy. You're already in the front row, you cocksucker.
Kept holding some sign up. I couldn't make out what it said, but it was like mid-match, not when everybody was, holding up signs.
Just said, I'm a dickhead, is what it should have said. I mean, that guy was kind of a fucking asshole, man.
Super chat.
Tommy, how long till we find out you're the
Jericho
exalted
weeping
one,
mocks
the
with the
leader of
belt
the
had
Dark
me
Order?
roaring.
That's what I want to know.
Thank you, Wise Society.
No?
Jericho whipping Mox with the belt had me dying. Dude, that was funny. Jericho whipping him with this gigantic belt. I mean, that was funny shit, man. He fucking whipped it. Somebody was like, oh, it looks stupid. I was like, the fucking belt is heavy. He's swinging this big, gigantic fucking belt. It's crazy.
Yeah, with the sock.
So, I liked so much about tonight that it's almost insane.
I didn't expect Jeff Cobb to be there. That was a good surprise, because the way that they announced.
Well, he's got. What else has he got to do?
Him. Well, we haven't seen him yet. He hasn't debuted, so they said you're going to see him.
No, it's a surprise. They surprised you with him tonight. Like, you'll see him next week.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here now. Like, what a great
exactly.
thing.
I didn't think he'd be here tonight. So that, to me, I was genuinely surprised. I thought, oh, they're going to wait to do a big debut next week, and having him come out at the end, it makes you wonder, is he part of the inner circle? It seems to be that way, but we don't know for sure. And, Cobb's a monster anyways. And plus, what do they call it? The Tour of the Islands? That looked brutal, so...
Yeah, that was he almost broke his back, but it was cool.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I like that. There was a lot of things I like. Like I said, there's still, like you said, a lot of things that didn't work out, but there's a lot of things that were way better than usual. I thought it was at least a 6 or 7 show, and which was a good thumbs up for me. There's the link to JoeCroninLive.com if you want to donate. Somebody was asking for it, so there it is, my friend. Thank you, sir. Let's start off at the beginning, man. Set us off at the beginning, Jake, of the night. Let's start at the beginning. Line this shit up.
So we get a recap of everything that happened last week, the lashings.
Which, by the way, I was
fireworks.
watching. First 5 minutes, I was watching last week by accident. I was like, why does this look like I've seen this? Yeah, I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I realized I'm not watching the live. I'm watching last week's episode because YouTube TV, I don't know, it just confuses me sometimes.
I've done that before as well, just on regular cable.
Like I'm a fucking idiot. Like what am I doing right now?
So right before the match that we were going to get for the tag team titles, right to kick off the show, we see SCU, Scorpio Sky, and Kazarian are going to be the ones competing, taking on Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Obviously, they're going for their tag team titles. The Dark Order appears on the screen, says they're watching. They said we're many, but some of them are closer than they appear. And they're awaiting the Exalted One, and soon they will strike. So now Daniels takes off. He says, I'm going to go and confront them. I don't know where they are, but I'm going to find them, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of this so they don't come out here and screw you guys up. So obviously they're kind of hinting towards him being, if not the Exalted One, at least aligned with the Dark Order, especially with that line that, they're closer than they appear. I'm hoping that it's not as obvious as they're trying to make it.
I mean, it's pretty fucking weirdly obvious, so hopefully it's not.
Hopefully there's a swerve to this, and they have something else in mind.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
We'll see, but so then we get a really solid tag match here. AEW, the only complaint in general that I would have about this is they still have an issue with the rules with tags. They either tag somebody right away when you have to make contact before you can tag back out. They don't do that at times, and they always seem to forget who the legal man is. Especially commentary, they get all messed up. So
yeah,
the referees don't seem to always know who's the legal man, and I think everybody kind of gets confused because they try and do these quick tags so often instead of building for the hot tag like you usually see in WWE side of things where it's long, slow, and delayed. With this, they try and just tag each other in rather quickly. So,
what really pissed me off tonight was the referees. I mean, that Bryce guy.
Yeah.
What is with him, like, doing a split every time he counts and then over dramatic? Like, the woman
with
ref,
the
Aubrey. Like, dude, listen to me on this. The referees, your fucking referees in AEW are fucking flamers. Like, Aubrey Edwards is way too over dramatic, and that guy, Bryce, is way too over dramatic. Everything is a and fucking like diving with this like fucking like swinging fucking count while he's like spread eagle, and he jumps up in the air like a fucking ballet dancer, as like when they jump up and then land in a split, and then he starts counting like a fucking fruit cake. Like, dude, that guy, I want to beat that guy up. Like I was the whole time I was watching that match. That first match of the night tonight, the tag team match, which, by the way, was a good match, but it could have been an amazing match had they not been so choreographed. But it was a good opener, though, still. It
was a very solid opener. The crowd even, chanting, "This is awesome." I liked and I appreciated that they continued to tell the story, but they changed it up. It wasn't as straightforward, predictable, as were times in the past where Hangman Page kind of left Kenny on his own, or he wasn't going to tag him in. He wanted to do it by himself. Now you saw it's momentarily like them being injured come into effect, so Kenny then wasn't there to be tagged, and same thing with Page. And it was a good thing of like each guy had to go out on their own, but they were able to reunite at the end and stand tall. It was just an interesting story. So they're still telling that like, hey, he's a drunk, but when push comes to shove, Page is going to pull through and pull out some cowboy shit. So I like what they were going for there. And the finish, I think that was the best combo finish that they've had yet, those two, since they've been paired as a tag team. That buckshot V-trigger combo looked beautiful. That looked absolutely painful. So I would not want to, get paid to take that move. But it was fun. You like you said, it was choreographed. You saw people like waiting for some of the bigger spots to happen. And that's one thing that usually does bother me. But it had enough intense action as well that it kind of made those waiting, playing dead moments less highlighted and obvious. So still a solid opening. Got the action.
I just
going.
killed a fucking ladybug was in my ear.
Oh, Jesus.
How the fuck is a ladybug alive in my basement?
It's supposed to be good luck.
Yeah, fuck them, Tommy. You're right.
WWE wrestler right here.
Who's that?
Isn't that the guy from
Mojo Rawley?
Yeah, Mojo Riley met up with my friend Moby Lee at Universal.
Moby Dick.
Huh?
Is your mic off?
Oh, no, it's on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're just away from it.
Moby Lee, my friend Moby Lee apparently did a TikTok with him.
Oh yeah,
That's
there
cool.
he is. Did he have sex with him too?
No.
He just wore the badass Ren
Why
and Stimpy
not, man?
shirt.
I've heard Mojo Rawley has a big, gigantic one. And
Ren and Stimpy. Mojo Rawley loves logs.
Yeah, he loves a nice big log.
Mojo, I'm
in
gonna
there.
call it a night, man. Okay, but thank you for having me on the show, buddy.
Hey, man, I just saw you in the chat. Wanted to see what was up. I didn't read what you said, but I saw you popped in.
I put a bunch of goofy explosions and faces on there.
Bunch of little
didn't
hearts
say
in
much.
there.
We could teach your grandmother to suck eggs.
Well, Tommy, I listen. I'm glad you stopped by, man. It's good to see you. Is that a gun right next to you?
Oh, it's a BB gun.
He's preparing.
Jesus, are you preparing for the
Coronavirus isn't coming to his
coronavirus?
house.
Yeah, I'm already stocking up on rations and water and masks and anything, because you got to be ready for the coronavirus. It's coming.
My daughter's got to fly to Florida, and they're like, "Oh God!" And I'm like, "Yeah, she'll be fine. It's not international."
Tommy, if both of your mothers, your adopted mother and your real mother, and then your birth mother, were falling off a building, which one would you save?
I'm not gonna answer that question, Joe. You have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
Bye, Tommy.
Bye-bye.
I would have chose the one that raised me.
Yeah, me too. I would have been
know?
like, you know what? You gave me away. I'm going to take the one who fucking raised me good.
Yeah.
Man, what
So we get the Dark Order. They come out. They're hanging in the wayside. Just gonna keep rolling on. And I wish the Dark Order just came out and had gotten their hands on the faces at this point, or at least made some kind of impact. Unfortunately, they bring everybody out, and the Young Bucks end up being the last men standing after everybody gets cleared out, and then of course they dive on everybody at ringside, and it's interesting, but somebody pointed out that JR called the Young Bucks the Bucks of Youth.
He did,
So
he called them the Bucks of Youth.
That's a Matt Hardy hint.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? He just threw a Matt Hardy reference out there. I said it in the chat when I heard it. I was like, ah.
I missed that myself, but I did catch it on Twitter. So
It was pretty funny. I was,
but they rush all the tag teams out, and I did chuckle at them like pushing Orange Cassidy into the ring to get into the ring. That's funny with his just lack of energy whatsoever. But I know they're just trying to build towards the battle royal that they have coming up for the new #1 contender for the tag titles match. But there could have been a better way to handle that. It just kind of went into a commercial break. You had no commercials for this whole tag team match, which was great. That's another reason that I liked it, because they didn't break it up in picture, none of that. They allowed us to see the whole 14-minute match plus intro, so that was good. And then they rush everybody out, and I felt like it took away from the Dark Order spot. So
yeah, it's just, it's
it
weird.
felt backwards. What was the point of having the Dark Order come out just to get squashed again and not seen?
Yeah, none of that mattered to me. Like, I didn't care about any of that. I was like, I don't care about any of this. And the tag match, it's like, dude, the suicide dives, the same thing every week. Like, oh God, I hate that shit. But good opening, and didn't really get into that like you just said. It was a little convoluted there with the tag teams coming out. That was a little weird. It didn't really connect with me, but whatever. What happened after that? Did we get the promo from Darby Allin?
Darby Allin's, his promo. I really like this.
Liked it, yep.
Yeah, he's mocking Sammy Guevara's usual cue card in the ring commercial gimmick, and goes ahead and at the end, after challenging him to a match at Revolution, he draws Sammy's face saying he got herpes from kissing Jericho's ass. That was funny. And this is when we get the Dustin Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara match. Jake Hager is obviously in the corner of Sammy. Good match back and forth here. Nothing outlandish. I actually preferred their first meetup, but you know what they were going for, and this time they're not going to have Guevara go over with the help of Hager. So they tried to, but that plan didn't come to fruition. You saw Dustin hit the Destroyer, and his final reckoning suplex there. He gets the win, and they go ahead and they end up challenging Dustin challenges Hager to a match at the pay-per-view. And he said, you broke my arm and I just want a piece of your ass at Revolution. So he said, come to the ring now and accept the match, but he walked off. So now at least we know we're going to get Hager's first official AEW match at Revolution as well.
Yeah, finally. I thought that was good. I thought that was cool. Dustin cut a good promo. So now we've got a good promo by Darby. Now we've got a good promo by Dustin after a good little match that he has. So that was pretty cool. So now, again, thumbs up. That stuff's looking good. Britt Baker comes out. We already talked about this, but basically her promo ended up being pretty good. I thought it was good enough.
Started sloppy and worked its way to get better.
Yeah.
She needed to have some form of someone to interact with that wasn't, like you said, a puppet is a great choice of words. It just, he was more or less a nodding statue. You need someone to challenge what she's saying, not hug her and play nice. She's making fun of you. She's calling you a barista and cutting into the women's division and fans. You don't want to stand there and smile.
Yeah, it was it was pretty good.
So until
man.
she started really going into Mr. Starbucks, and then she started to cut apart Nyla, Riho. She went over everything she did last week, and then she started to attack the fans. That's when it got better.
Yeah, it got better then. You could hear the crowd really made it. Like if they were silent, it would have been a whatever promo, but because she got interaction, it ended up making it better. But that's how it is in wrestling. That's why if you can get that, it doesn't matter if it's cheap heat or whatever heat it is. It helped her. I think sheer confidence went up when they reacted, and she was delivering the promo better. It's weird.
Yeah, you saw her reaction to their reaction enabled her to be a bit, less nuanced and more straightforward on the mic.
Yeah, I like it. She's getting better. She got better. I'm giving her credit. She got better because I shit on her on that fucking cruise. Like she came off like shit. That first promo there was awful. The second week was better, and now the third week is much better. We have the women's title match coming up after this, and we do get Brandy coming out on commentary. And I appreciated they even acknowledged the fact of Brandy apologizing basically to people saying like, because all the Nightmare Collective's interactions with commentary, she went ahead and the commentary team said, oh, don't worry about it. It's water under the bridge. So I'm glad that they're not playing stupid and been like, what happened? Nothing. Like, at least she's making an attempt to correct her wrongs. Right.
I'd rather them, because this is something we saw for weeks on end, and granted it didn't work, but you can't just pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah. No, it's I almost thought they should do that, to be honest. I'll go the other way with it. And so when she was like, I'm sorry, like whatever. It was just, at least it was quick, so it wasn't anything too crazy, but it was like
yeah, but that's all you need to them saying, she says I'm sorry, they say it's okay. That clears that up and
yeah, but it still doesn't really clear it up because most people are just like, well, what happened to that? Like, what's going on?
Well, they're also expecting you to be watching elsewhere, which is a problem the company has. Yeah,
but because it was such a little
storytelling,
thing, but a little drop, like it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter to me. It was pretty good. But Brandy's good on the mic. But the problem is, she was okay as a face on the mic, but God, she was really good as a heel on the mic. I wish she was a heel announcer or something, like, because she was good. She was actually, that was the one thing that did work, I thought.
She was good, yeah, but she just, it was the group that was the bad aspect of it.
Yeah, the decisions of the group were dumb as hell, so. Yeah, but let me jump to the donations again real quick, see what people are saying. I held up for a minute there because we had Tommy basically coming on to tell us he didn't see anything and plug his podcast.
What else we got? Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh,
let's go.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Average show. Nothing wowed me. Nothing tonight makes me interested enough to pay for the PPV.
Yeah, man, nothing wowed me. I agree. Nothing was interesting. I guess. Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't agree with that. I don't think I got wowed tonight. I don't think anything wowed me either, DC Derek. But I thought it was a nice show that built somewhat okay to the pay-per-view. So I thought it did make progress, but...
$100.
Whoa!
It's donation time.
Hey now!
Book boy.
Take off your dresses! Expose your private parts! and get fucked in the ass.
What's up, Joe and Jake?
Whoa.
My first time donating a bomb. Good episode of AEW, been a good one since the debut episode in my opinion. Great shit at the end of AEW with Jeff motherfucking Cobb making his AEW debut. I give it 2 out of 10.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you, John. I think that's a good call, bro. Holy fuck, my friends. What was that, Drew?
Hot
This
damn.
smells like my vagina.
This does not smell like your vagina. It smells like a $100 bomb from John Wills. Thank you, John Wills. Holy shit balls. And we'll never see the Big Show's follow-up to this, ever. John Wills, thanks, man. Holy fucking Christ, John.
Hell of a bomb drop there.
Yeah, baby. You know the chat is getting all wet and sloppy now. The chat's getting horny. How many people in the chat right now are horny? I am.
The only thing I know is John Wills is now the new champion for the night so far.
John Wills is the new champion. And John Wills, man, I don't think anybody's beaten John's 100. So he may stay the champ all night long. Got to shout out Broken Lion, the wheel, the king of the wheel. But John Wills is now your digital JCS champion for the night. And you know what that means? Everywhere kids are safe. I don't know. I don't know if I can know.
It is fucking hard.
Holy fuck. Thank you, John Wills. That is a bomb and a half, brother. You have excited my private parts, John. We got let me see here. We got one more. Let me play one more here. Even though that one was epic. I don't think it's not going away. The Big Show's still dancing. Look at this. Let's go. Dance around, baby. John Wills, thanks, my friend. Here he comes. Pussy Lips McGee.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Congrats to Nyla Rose, the first man to become AU Women's Champion. You know what's sad, Joe and Jake? The fact that Nyla Rose has had at one point in time has had a bigger dick than most guys. I bet it used to swell and throb intensely.
Oh.
Neanderthals, bitch.
Wow, Pussy Lips McGee. Even weirder than that, picturing her tugging it. Pussy Lips McGee, thank you for the 666. John Wills.
So we said we know how the sausage is made. It ain't a pretty picture.
Oh, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Are you trying to kill me?
No, it's just AEW doing that all on their own.
God, man, I'm gonna die, man. Come on, brother. What the
You gotta remember all the pus pockets and the hair that grows back, depending on where they got the skin from.
I'm sorry.
It's
fucking
it's
terrible.
not supposed to be an open wound, so it's just constantly infected. It's bad. It's real bad.
This is really fucked up for our trans listeners. Like, I mean, really, they're probably like, what the fuck?
Be trans, just don't go through the surgery. Science isn't there yet, I guess.
I don't know, man. We got a couple in here. It's okay, man.
A few too little.
We love your nub.
A few too little.
If you're out there, we love your nub. It's okay. Here on the JCS, here on the Joe Cronin Show, we love your nub. In fact, I'm going to come out with pillows now supporting you. We love your nub. Okay?
Radio show I listened to, somebody made them custom sweatshirts, and it said one was "I love cum," and the other one was "Come inside me."
What the hell?
And it was a joke off of one of the inside jokes they had, but I was like, oh damn, that's something Joe would sell in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that "Come in me" would be a shirt that would sell? I mean, I would have thought that it's already a thing somewhere, so I wouldn't even have done it because I'd be like, oh, that's obviously someone's done it, but I guess they thought no one had done it. I guess
it actually said "Come inside me, bro." So,
oh, bro.
What
the fuck? Oh man, John Wills, thanks, man. 5 years, 6 years of listening to this show, and I'm still alive, and my family's still alive. It's amazing. You know,
I'm strong.
The fucking dog the other day scared the shit out of me in the neighborhood. I was almost dead yesterday. This dog was loose. Owner let go. I guess the leash broke or something. I don't know. And the dog was just running at me like insane. And my dog was like, I had the door open, but the screen door was closed, but it's a glass door. You know what I mean? A glass see-through door. Obviously, glass is see-through. So the dog was running at me like fucking Melly was inside the house losing her mind because she saw the dog coming, and that makes her mad anyway. But as the dog was getting closer to me, she was smashing her head into the glass, and I'm like, oh my God, she's going to smash through the glass. Like,
oh God, man, that was the last thing.
like she's like, and it's like this crazy bark that's insane, and it's making Clover bark, so I can hear Clover barking. And this dog, when it gets to me, it's like running at me kind of fucking crazy. And I was like, what the fuck is about to happen? I thought the dog was going to bite me or like run into me, or I don't know what was going on. And I'm like, I've never seen a dog run at me. The dog was running at me like either it wanted to kill me or like it was like I was its owner and it missed me. Like either way, it was weird.
Either way, it wasn't good.
Yeah, because it broke off the guy's chain. He's walking the dog and it breaks off the chain.
That's some scary shit.
But immediately as it got to me, it hit the deck and rolled over and was like, yo, pet me. I was like, oh, hey. And I was like petting it and hugging it and stuff. And then Melly was just still like boom, boom, and bashing her head into the thing. Like she wanted to kill this dog. And the lady was like,
no part of this.
So I was holding the dog. The lady came, got the leash and everything, and tied a knot into it. And she's like, oh yeah, maybe your dog will play with her. I'm like, my dog will eat your fucking dog. I was like, my dog hates dogs. Can't you tell? He's just inside. Boom, boom. Like,
haven't you learned?
Like this was a male dog. This was a male dog that wasn't neutered. I was like, my dog will bite your dog's dick off. Like that's what my dog will do. She'll bite your dog's dick off. Like, and we'll have a lawsuit. But anyway, where were we on the? What are we halfway
It's
through?
a good thing you didn't get bit yourself. I've had that go the other way where I got bit on the ass, and it is not fun.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't want that to happen because, like, if I get bit and I get fucked up, I mean, I'm obviously gonna probably gonna sue somebody. But I don't want. But I don't.
Not a pretty picture.
But I don't want to sue somebody. You know what I mean? Like, actually, I wouldn't sue anybody. I take it back. I wouldn't sue anybody unless it was like
you got severely injured.
Like it was really bad, or they did something really negligent. Like they're like, because I'm like a normal human. I don't fucking just sue people. Like if the dog breaks off a leash, comes at me, and happens to like bite me a little or something like that, and then the owner comes over and takes the dog away, and then the owner like pays my medical bills, or like, you know what I mean, like, or if I don't have medical bills, but they're like let me, you know, like, I don't know, they do something, like, I'm not gonna fucking take anybody to court.
You're not
that's
gonna be
fucking
a
stupid
dick about it.
Yeah, I'm not a dickhead. But like, if I find out that there's a neighborhood dog that always gets on the loose and like fucking kills things or bites people, or like it's happened before, and your dog gets out, and like you're already known by the neighborhood that your dog is fucking weird, and it gets out and it like bit somebody before and now it bit me, that would piss me off. I'd be like, you better give me 10 grand right now. I'm taking you to court. Because no fucking, what the fuck are you doing? You know, but if your dog if somebody if that dog had bit me, like I said, I would have been like, whatever. The dog was. I mean, why did if it charged at me though, that's weird. Like your dog charged at me to bite me. That's weird.
Our neighbor's dog was very, very vicious, and the owners were, you know, alcoholics that would go ahead and not pay attention when the door was left open and things like that. And the dog got out. And I remember being out back. I was young, 9, 10, maybe even a little bit younger, and trying to head back inside my house.
And the dog raped you?
And dog just sodomized my asshole repeatedly. No, it took a big bite out of my ass cheek, so chased me down the back, and here's my little pudgy ass running away. You know,
one of those things where you run, they bite you.
Yeah. Well, the dog was vicious anyways and went after everybody, so.
Well.
Yeah, not fun.
You always get the worst luck, man. Like, what the fuck? Like
that's a guarantee.
Dog bit you, like life bit you in the dick. What else? So what are we? Rio and Nyla? Did we already get past that?
We passed that. You know, we discussed a good amount of that. So Brandy's out there, and MJF comes out. He's going to be facing Jungle Boy, and I like this match, especially with Brandy being on commentary and MJF interacting with her occasionally. You know, him grabbing his junk and told Brandy to join a real man. That was so vicious and hilarious. And that's one of the things at that moment that it really a light bulb moment. I'm like, damn, Jericho's not wrestling again tonight. And lo and behold, we also have no Cody. So they allowed other people a chance to shine, because those are typically, one of those two, if not both of them, are usually the main focus of Dynamite. That's and you can't go against them for that, because they are their biggest stars. But between them two and Moxley, that's what you're going for. So not having them allowed other people a chance to step up, I feel like, tonight and really make a bit of a difference as far as storytelling goes.
I think
and it sells the injury that Cody received as well.
We had fucking singles matches. That's the other thing. We got singles matches that seemed to build these competitors. Like, people were interested in it.
It all had a purpose tonight, I feel like, and that's huge for me. Everything was building towards a previous feud or the pay-per-view, and that was great. I can't overstate that enough. Jungle Boy here is hot with the crowd, so obviously you're going to get a ton of reaction in a positive sense for him, and a lot of sympathy, and people wanted to see MJF get his comeuppance from anyone, so that adds to it as well. MJF is a master at being a heel. He's got that old school heel shtick about him down to a science. He takes his time mocking the crowd, and he slowly picks apart his prey, and while doing so, continually taunts and just breaks down the audience, and him taunting Brandy on commentary. That was the cherry on top of all of this. But the showboating gets him in trouble. You see all of a sudden, oh, look at that, Jungle Boy is able to hit a running Liger bomb, and you get that near fall, and that's what sets off MJF. Wardlow comes back and throws, gets the ring on his fist, and then he hits Jungle Boy with the the ring, and then a sloppy version of the Crossroads. But I think it's almost intentional at this point to make it not look great.
Yeah, like
and MJF defeats Jungle Boy, and obviously Wardlow comes in and just tosses him across the ring, and Luchasaurus comes down. So eventually we're still going to get that Luchasaurus and Wardlow match, which is another great, potential rivalry for the future. We know Wardlow's going against Cody coming up, so it was good to have him out there with the interactions with Brandy. And still, all of this, knowing MJF is there, cheap finish and all, really goes ahead and allows, the injury and everything Cody sustained to be built even more. So this was a huge plus.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean, I liked it. I think everything tonight, again, was like, I liked that stuff was progressing in a good way. I don't think anything blew my mind, but I felt the vibe.
Nothing was revolutionary.
The vibe was just like, okay, this feels like a complete show. I felt like we saw a pretty complete show tonight, like a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, maybe 6 show. Even everything from Jericho's interaction showing up at the top of the press box earlier, the way they came out.
But I feel like this is the groundwork that helps lay the foundation of what we're going to see going forward. And these are the kind of shows you need to get those 8 or 9s out of 10s. And this is what we've been missing.
Right.
Next week has the potential to be a huge show, but just with the cage match alone. And it took a lot of building to get there. So I'm very interested at what's going to happen, not just next week, but obviously the week after for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's. I like it. I like that. I think they're building decently. Like, it's better than a WWE build, no doubt. Like, that's the one thing is, dude, it's better than a WWE build.
Yeah, I mean, especially lately, and they're good about being consistent in some areas. Other times, that AEW lacks in some of the storytelling departments. But I feel like they're trying to make sure that those big feuds really go ahead and have those marquee moments.
I think that it does feel like a second-rate pay-per-view. I will say that it feels like it's it doesn't feel like it's all out or all in, which is kind of, in a way, kind of good. Because I feel like when they get back to all in or all out, that's going to feel big again, special again.
Yeah, you want that to have a huge feel to it.
Yeah.
But this needs to be, the this is more akin to me like a SummerSlam. It's still a big deal, but it's not the pay-per-view of the year.
Right.
I mean, next week a few minutes ago they added the Lucha Bros are taking on Omega and Hangman for the tag titles. So we have the cage match, we have Jeff Cobb's match against Moxley, and we have the tag titles match. Plus, I believe we also have the tag team battle royal. So that's a stacked friggin' show in Georgia. And they needed this type of week. They needed this show tonight so that show could be an 8 or 9 out of 10. Honestly, they had to lay the groundwork of all the tag teams coming out. They had to build up, more of the story of Paige and Omega. They had to go ahead and have Moxley get beat down at the end to add a little bit more fire to that story with Cobb making his debut for the surprise attack run-in tonight. They had to go ahead and have Cody sell his injuries so that there's some doubt that he won't be able just to beat Wardlow in the cage next week. There's a lot of moments tonight that, no, they weren't revolutionary, they weren't mind-blowing, but it was a necessary evil to accomplish to build towards the higher-rated shows, I believe.
I think that, and I think that they did a good job with that, because you want this pay-per-view feels like a really good secondary pay-per-view. It's like, that's not a bad thing. You don't want to say the word
at all, but
you don't want to say secondary. Nobody believes that. Like, I mean, I'm sure if you said that to Cody, he'd be like, fucking secondary, what the fuck does that mean? Like, that's not good. But it's just what it is. Like, we've never seen this one before. There's never going to be more hype than there is for something like All Out or All In, the way that they did those. So, Revolution or fucking Super Screw or whatever you call it, it's never going to feel like those first mega shows. So, like, you're always going to associate All In with, like, that's the show. And even All Out, you're going to assume that that's, like, the sister of All Out or All In or whatever. So, again, like what the bottom line is it's good. I'm trying to say that it's good. This feels good.
Yeah.
What they're doing is good. What they've done is good. I thought tonight was pretty good. Yeah, MJF grabbed his junk and he's talking shit to Brandy. That was fucking crazy. He got heat there for that a little bit. People were booing that. That was good. Jungle Boy did pretty good in the match. It was another nice singles match. MJF finally looks good getting a pin. Like he did. He's always cheating. But then we get the whole build all throughout the night of, Moxley and Santana. We didn't talk about the Santana promo yet. That fucking promo with Santana was fucking awesome.
Oh, with JR.
With JR?
Yeah, it was very well done.
I loved that. I mean, like,
it was very heartfelt. And you and I think it would hit home with his father being taken away. And
well, he said my father was taken away, and I was like, your father wasn't taken away. His vision was taken away.
Yeah.
But my father was never the same, and I never had the same interactions with him, so it felt like he was taken away. I get it. But he said taken away, and I'm like, your dad's alive, motherfucker. But what I liked was, first he started all tough, then he told his story, which makes you kind of like identify with him a little bit, or like sympathize with him a little bit, or you kind of understand his character, why he's fucked up. But then by the end of it, he went back to being an irrational person. Like, I saw someone saying, like, why are they building him all sympathetic? But by the beginning to the end of that promo, you felt like this guy's kind of a dick. Now but then he goes into his, his personal life and explains like why he's kind of fucked up. But then he acts like a dick at the end when he's basically a selfish idiot. And then JR, even with the greatest line, saying, well, shouldn't you really be mad at Jericho then? Because he's the one who started all this shit, and like, doesn't that remind you, so you should be mad at Jericho. And then he's like, no. And that's when he goes irrational and shows his bias and why he just is a shithead. And so like that, he went full circle. Dude, I got depth from this character, from this guy, finally. He's not just some fucking thug guy, like, as much now. Like, there's a little more depth to him. And you didn't come out thinking, oh, I feel really bad for him. I came out thinking, like, this guy's kind of always been boring, but, oh, that's an interesting promo. And, oh, man, that sucks about his dad. That's fucked up. That's crazy.
And his dad did die.
Oh, his dad did die?
Yeah, it says January 14, 2020, he sent a touching tribute after his father passes away.
Wait, his dad just died?
I'm reading it now. He said, I still feel like none of this is real. I still feel like you're going to call me and tell me this was one of your jokes that you used to play, but the truth is none of that is going to happen. I have this unfortunate reality every day for the rest of my life. I love you with every inch of my existence. I'm thankful for your love, guidance, and beautiful memories. I'm blessed to know that I made you proud of the man I became. I'm going to continue to make you the proudest dad ever. I will continue to take my life and career. It goes on and on. He said, I'm going to always make you proud. I love you. I cherish you. I promise you. I will always make you proud.
In January? Weeks ago. Okay. But yeah.
This happened in January 11th.
But the bottom line is that sucks. I'm sorry about his dad. That really sucks. That's a tough
So his dad went blind and then passed away suddenly.
But what I will say is, maybe it had something to do with that. But he came out an asshole in the end by being like, oh, he made a mistake not joining the inner circle. And you're
he built his own coffin when he rejected us, and I'm going to make sure what it's, he'll know what it's like to live in darkness.
Yeah.
And that was going back to him saying that he grew up in a dark, broke, a terrible apartment living in the dark, so it was a really nice, callback to the beginning of this promo.
It's kind of like it's a classic villain, you know what I mean? It's like
villains, the best ones are ones you can relate to, and you can almost justify their actions. They're still not fully justifiable. They still have to be wrong, but it's almost like that neutral, chaotic type evil where you could almost go ahead and get behind them. Thanos, that's why he works so well. That's why the Joker often is someone that people can rally behind, because what they're saying is something you can relate towards.
Right. And, it's like, reminds me of, there's a lot of characters like that. Let me go to the donations real quick. See what people... Give me a hell yeah! Hell yeah.
Seriously, Tommy SDF you about wrestling, you're clueless. I'd why you ask his opinions cause they are lackluster. You not gonna blow out any flame of WWE. Have you seen the takeover card? It is stacked. I guarantee at least a 9.
Let's hope so, man. I still can't believe it. Takeover's this Sunday, right? Alexa's sweet ass, thank you. So this Sunday night is Takeover. I can't believe that we're here.
Yeah, Portland, and people said that the build on NXT was
Jet,
not
thank
great.
You, man. Oh, really? Like, I didn't see any of it tonight, so that's the first time.
I didn't either.
Jet just subscribed to me or resubbed me on Twitch. Thank you, Jet, for subbing back up on Twitch. Jet718. That is... goddamn, 19 months in a row. 19 months in a row from Jet. Thank you, Jet. Keeping my gaming Twitch channel somewhat alive as I continue to get wet. Thank you, Jet. Let's go back to this last one here. We got one more coming in. Horny.
What else we got?
Oh,
a little bit of the bubbly.
Want
some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Fuck?
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Beyond rest can't fuck with no one else. Another dick gotta give em cum. It's burning straight through anal. This rebel cock. This rebel cock.
This rebel cock. This rebel cock. My voice still isn't back yet. I'm sorry. Horny gargabalos. What the fuck? Jesus. This rebel cock. This rebel cock. That's fucking funny. Jake DeMarco, the own co-host, using his free Amazon Prime.
That's right.
To subscribe.
I forgot all about it till a minute ago. So hey, there we go.
Thank you, man. Thanks, Jake. It's free if you guys have Amazon Prime. It gives me $3 and it's free for you guys. And Jake's, man, I'll tell you what, man, I will saute your fucking mushroom tip, my friend.
Ooh, caramelize my onions.
How about Tommy coming on here earlier and just not knowing a fucking thing about anything?
I figured he would have, because he has watched quite a bit of AEW.
Yeah. He's come in and said some things about it, so I'm like, all right. Well,
I figured he would have a little bit more input, but I guess not.
I mean,
it is.
He just wanted to remind everybody that he did record his new show.
I did do a podcast. I
can't advertise anything else that I'm a part of.
I got to tell you, those podcasts, though, make me cringed out because Crystal is so smart about some things. Like, I mean, I don't agree with her on everything, but she's smart. So she's going over all this shit. And I just
and it kind of goes over his head.
Yeah, I just know he has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. So then when
you can
gets
see him
done,
get lost, and he goes back to like the original point that he's already covered 6 times.
Like, I think that in the movie, he really had a darkness in him, and he felt really angry. And then Crystal will be like, well, you know, that goes back to earlier, you know, when he was faced with this tragedy, and then the tragedy happens, and that build up in his system, and all these different things kept happening, finally pushed him over the edge, like when he went into the salon, and then this happened. And, like, I wonder, you know, if he would if we kept seeing him on, you know, and then Tommy would be like Tommy's turn to talk maybe, and Tommy would be like, but yeah, so I think he's I just think he's dark. It's like, did you even? I don't know, man. It's just funny. It's like, so it's like listening to this ultra descriptive person, and then this completely like other. It's like it's almost like they're doing a podcast together separately. It's the fucking funniest thing.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like everything he says doesn't matter, and everything she says doesn't matter to either one of them, but they're both talking. It's really funny. It really is pretty fucking funny. Oh my god.
Gotta see what comes of that Oscar talk.
Oscar. My son has this fucking... Gavin's going through this. Leah's texting me. This fucking kid, I don't know what's going on, but he wakes up in the morning with his goddamn... His left eye is hurting. Is like swelling and like not swelling, but seems like a little bothered and like...
Irritated.
Water's just coming out of his eye. Like, and he keeps holding his eye and he can't stop doing it. And then by
could
like...
be allergies. Could be...
I don't know,
man.
man.
He lays on it a certain way.
I'm not sure. Like, I thought it was video games or something. I thought he was staring at the screens too much. And he stayed home from school the other day because of it. And then today. And then it gets better around 3. And then it we're like, oh, it gets better right when school's over? That's weird. But now now Leah's saying that he's bothering him again tonight. And I'm like, you need to just send him to the doctor at this point. Put eye drops in.
Better to get it checked. It could be allergies, you know, because it bothers a tear duct or...
Yeah, but I get those allergies where like my eyes water and I can't see and I'm like, oh, and I can't do anything. But I'm like, you're getting in one eye?
Yeah, because it can happen. Because of all my brain issues, the tubes behind your ears that drain any type of fluid, like, you know, earwax and whatnot, they're called eustachian tubes.
Yeah.
And the one on my left side was inflamed, that it actually caused an issue with the tear duct, and the tear duct would become agitated by like dust allergies. So both would swell, and just one eye would become very puffy and leak.
Yeah, that's what it's like. It's like it's puffy and leaking, and it's driving him nuts. It's almost like he has a giant eyelash in his eye.
Yeah, I would say it's probably some type of allergy, or could even be a clogged tear duct. I mean, it could be something simple, but...
Well, I mean, he's getting tears, though.
It would be deeper in it. You know, it doesn't have to be a full blockage. It could just be clogged, and to me, it sounds more like allergies, though.
Oh, it's so weird, man. I guess
I'm not a doctor. I just play one on YouTube, but
he's definitely got to go to the doctor tomorrow, because now he's got to get doctor's notes. So he's got to go figure it out. They've got to figure it out. It's weird. They talked us out of coming. They normally they're like, come right in, definitely come in, bring him in. But today they were like, nah, you know, it's probably this and whatever. But I'm like,
well, they're trying to keep people home because there's so many people sick with the flu at this point that they're trying to keep, you know, like, unless you absolutely have to go, they're trying to keep people away from germs.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean,
Shut up, cat.
Even I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go to the doctors right now. Fuck that. Especially like went to the Minute Clinic with Finn when he was sick last week, and like all these fucking people, because that's where people go who don't have insurance. You know what I mean? Or like all these fucking foreign people are in there. You know what I mean? Who knows who's in here right now? People from all over the place who aren't from here, who don't have insurance, are in here, like us.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't have insurance. So, yeah. I mean, we've been giving him eye drops though. So.
Yeah, usually it's something behind the eye that causes it.
It's got to be something, and it's weird because it's off and on. It's like he goes. It's worse in the morning, really bad when he wakes up, and then by 3 it stops, kind of, and then
does he snore at all?
Oh,
No.
a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
He doesn't
Want some
breathe that when
bubbly?
he
Look at this
sleeps,
stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. That's it.
Bubbly.
You never know.
I fucked yo bitch like nobody can.
Oh my
Screw
god.
every cracker whose name is Dan. Eeny meeny winey-o. Filled her up, now I'm about to blow. Up in your pussy, don't even know. My third leg about to explode, monetize this, ill fund the show.
The Skeet Profits. Thanks for the $3, Skeet Profits. You know, my name backwards, my real name backwards is Nad. I always found that funny.
Nad.
Like Nads, like that's fucking hilarious. The Skeet Profits, thank you, man. And big thank you to John Wills, who is in control of that JCS Digital Championship. My God, get wet and get long and get ready to go.
Hell of a bomb there.
So we the main event. Then we have the main event.
We see Jericho entering the luxury suite, which was a cool touch. They're still trying to force the crowd to sing, which I'm not in love with, especially with him in the heel stance. How did
they force them to sing tonight, though? How did they force them to sing tonight, though?
I shouldn't say force, encourage.
I don't think they encouraged anything tonight. I think the fans just did it.
To me, it felt, because usually they left enough of a pause, like they didn't transition into anything. There was no next song playing. They gave it enough time to keep it going. They cut the music right at the chorus so that's when the fans would chime in. To me, it feels like that's what they want. They definitely want to have an upload each week of this arena sings, this arena sings. To me, it just feels that way.
I was on board with that a couple weeks ago. I was furious at them. I thought that was just lame that they were doing that. But tonight it just felt like they were looking for the reaction from Jericho, maybe like obviously it's going to happen. Because, I mean, like, I can't believe, I don't know. I don't see the evidence that they obviously did it tonight. I feel like they were just, it's just what happened. Like tonight, I don't think it was.
Yeah, because rather than, they cut it right at like when the chorus kicks in. And, to me, that's just how I view it. But
yeah, well, I mean, whatever. I don't know. I think that's, I can't get on.
They cut the music specifically as the chorus starts. And then, you see him kind of like lean and pivot towards the crowd to make it a sing along. So I'm not saying it's not fun to sing along either. Ben says it's the biggest song in wrestling. I agree, but
it is.
I genuinely feel like, as a heel, it's an odd choice. But
I don't think it's a choice.
It's not the worst thing. I
just
don't think it's terrible. It's interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I've been singing it every time it comes out. I mean,
it's catchy as all hell.
Love that song, but yeah, I don't know. I think tonight I don't have a problem. I didn't see it tonight at all. I was aware that, like, hey, I wonder if they're gonna sing again, like they did on the cruise ship. But I wasn't thinking like, oh, they're I don't know. I'm just not there with it. Not this week. The other weeks I was there. I'm not with you on it this time. So fuck you. Anyway,
I'm laughing because Ben's like, nobody knows the words for Nakamura's theme. It's just, I think of you with the donation song
with the racist,
fucking hilarious. Yeah,
the racist mocking that I did of the
the whole thing.
Oh my god. Imagine that.
So yeah, it was a good match between the two with Moxley and Santana. Again, nothing, world breaking, but there was a few moments that I was like, hot damn, that STO that went into the corner like halfway through the match, that was really cool. And they had a good back and forth, and that frog splash looked painful to take, that's for sure. And obviously Moxley's blinded at one point and just throwing wild punches and he goes and sticks his thumb in Santana's bad eye, so they both stumble away and bam, paradigm shift and gets the win. And that's when the Inner Circle obviously comes out, and they do kind of like the NWO thing where they're all gathered around. I was just waiting for them to spray paint them, and
yeah.
But then I was wildly surprised that Jeff Cobb came out. I didn't see that honestly coming, and I'm glad they did it the way they did. So
yeah, I liked it. That was really cool too. So he's a fucking the Hawaiian Rhino basically.
Yeah, big bastard.
I'm not excited, but I am because like how he came in, how they built him up, like it's going to be Jeff Cobb. Like put it to you this way, I don't know who Jeff Cobb is at all. Like I don't know who he is. So for them to excite me about Jeff Cobb, I was like, wow, this seems like a big deal. He's got to face this guy that's been tearing people up on the indies or something. And then
he's been in Ring of Honor. He was in Impact and
right. But like I mean, never saw him really, almost ever. But so then to see him show up tonight and do what he did and then have this build-up anticipation for next week, fucking hats off to you. That was pretty good. I got excited about a guy I never seen before. Sausage, baby. Sausage, thanks for subscribing, Sausage, on Twitch to the gaming channel. Thank you, Sausage. Keep it real hard, baby, for Sausage.
Yeah,
thank you.
Gets that awesome Tour of the Islands hit, and they're calling him the bounty hunter of the inner circle, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. And like you said, they put a target right in his back immediately, and went ahead and gave him a really proper introduction by saying like, oh, not only are you going to face the top guy in the company, but then we're going to give you one hell of a debut at the end. Yeah, Crazy Horse is right. That is a big old sumbitch, and he's been thoroughly impressive. He's really good in the ring, and I'm curious how he's going to work into the whole, promo scene here, but he's been enjoyable in other promotions. So I haven't seen a ton of him, but I've seen a good amount. So, well,
it seems like people are pretty happy about tonight. What do you guys think in the chat about AEW tonight? Give me your rating in the chat, and then if you want, give me your rating with NXT if you saw it. Try to be honest, but I mean, you can say anything you want, I guess. But let's go with the phone call. We haven't had one.
Yeah,
we can take one. We can
somebody to answer.
We can only have one call until Skype doesn't work. So here's the one call. Hopefully it's a good one. Or maybe we can't take one because we took Tommy's earlier. Oh, we can't.
Son of a bitch.
Yep, I'm sorry.
You didn't see Cobb at all in Lucha Underground?
Who?
He was in Lucha Underground for a while too.
Oh, maybe I did see him and I didn't know it was him. What was his name in Lucha?
Began with an M too. I'm trying to think of it. I gotta look it up. Maybe someone in the chat has it.
Was it season 3?
It all kind of blurs together at this point.
Somebody let me know what season he was in, because I didn't watch too much of 4 and 3. If there was a 4, I don't even remember 4 at all. I remember Famous B on that season, but because I watched it for Famous B basically. But I was super into the first 2 seasons, and then I started watching things completely out of order, and it fucked me up. And then I was like, well, when they come back, I'm going to watch in order again. I'm going to make sure I watch in order. And then they didn't come back. So, like, that's what sucked about Lucha Underground. And, they never got to finish off what they had done, I guess,
Yeah, Matanza Cueto.
He
was the monster.
J.
Yeah, that was early on then.
Jeff Cobb's great Keith Lee vibe.
Yeah,
he was undefeated until 2016 when he was pinned by Rey Mysterio in the Aztec Warfare match.
Salty Cameron says Jeff Cobb is a Keith Lee vibe. I think he has more of a Rhino vibe to me, but he was pretty badass, man. Salty Cameron, thank you, Salty, for the $2, man. What's been up, Salty? Freaking long time no talk, baby. How you been? Salty Cameron.
We have a new member of the JCS
shit.
Army.
A lot of people just remembering to re-up their membership on JCS, and Kalel Bama has bumped it up. He's already been a member, but he's bumping it up now. What's up, Kalel Bama? How you doing, my friend? Everybody give some love to the man, Kalel Bama. Tonight's been fun, and we had a great little highlight earlier. We're nowhere near done, but earlier we had a little bit of a highlight, Kalel Bama, as Tommy had an impersonation of something I have no idea what the fuck he was doing whatsoever.
I still don't know.
So let me go ahead and somebody clip this for us on Twitter, and I just got to play this because I don't know what the hell he was doing. I think he was trying to do... I think I know what he was trying to do, maybe, but it was just so fucking bizarre. Like, the guy, I forget the guy's name. He's also in Scrooged, and he's got the weird voice. I don't think I sounded anything like him, though. And so for Tommy to bring up that I sounded like him, I just thought that was so weird. But anyway, here it is. Check this out. What the fuck?
Like that. I'd like to go to the like that. I'd like to go to the talk like that.
Believe it or not, that was.
Like that. I'm just not.
No idea what Ellie was going for.
The circus. No, we couldn't do go.
This was only 40 minutes ago. Believe it or not, 40 minutes ago, we had Tommy on the show doing this.
That's right. Ah! He would talk like that. Like that. I'm just not.
Oh my god, dude, what is he doing?
Like that. I'm just not to go to the circus. No, we couldn't do go out to ride. Ah! He would talk like that.
Oh my god, dude, what in the fuck is he doing?
Denise says it's Bobcat Goldberg.
Yes,
I don't know.
That's exactly it. Yes.
That's a terrible impression. Then I'm sorry, Tommy. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, and even what I did didn't sound like him. You know what I mean? Like even
Jesus.
Like what I did didn't sound like that. I didn't think. And then he went and did that, and I didn't think that sounded like it either. So
yeah, it sounded like he had a stroke. I agree, Paul.
Is there anything else you wanted to get to with this AEW tonight? I'm trying to think. I mean, just all the promos were good. What was one of the cards?
No, I would give it a 6.5 for the night overall, and I think it did its job building towards next week for show.
Yeah,
next week's show. That's a huge opportunity for them to break 1 million next week.
Imagine that. Yeah, right after.
I mean, really, they got Jeff Cobb, so Matanza's coming in,
because he's a draw.
Yeah, he's a draw of his own. He's going to bring in, people that are he was current in Ring of Honor. So
I'm being sarcastic, but
I think he is. I think he might get some people. I'm not talking big numbers, but people that haven't watched before, probably Ring of Honor fans might tune in for him. He does have a decent following.
I think they've got some build for next week. Yeah, so it could be good.
Lucha Bros taking on the tag champs. Then you've got the cage match between Wardlow and Cody.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Now they barely talked about that tonight, though.
They brought it up a few times. I mean, they kept saying, will Cody be able to recover from the lashes? And I feel like they didn't put too much attention on it, but just enough. So, and then they also have the tag team battle royal. So that's got
awesome.
Santana Ortiz, Strong Hearts, Reynolds and Silver, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, Young Bucks, Angelico and Evans, Private Party, Best Friends, Blade, The Butcher, and SCU. So that's going to be all hands on deck for the tag division.
So this is all next week on Dynamite.
This is all next week in Georgia.
I mean, that's nuts,
that's
man.
That's a massive night.
Next week sounds insane.
That's what I'm saying. So
Dynamite really next week.
That's like a pay-per-view in its own right.
That's really a good fucking shot. See, the only thing is, I didn't even realize that was all happening. So that's
why I said they needed a night like tonight to lay the foundation for that show.
I mean,
because if you just went into that, the Cobb match wouldn't have meant as much, and the story of Hangman and Omega wouldn't have been as compelling, I think, because SCU, fans felt like, they really needed another rematch, and we got that out of the way. And now we get to determine the new number one contenders for the tag titles while giving the Lucha Bros a chance at the titles. So, I mean, there's a lot of levels there.
Yeah, this is really pretty cool. I just think I almost wonder, either I'm an idiot and I didn't notice all this stuff. I mean, I already said...
No, it's kind of developed pretty quickly. The only thing we knew about definitely was the cage match.
Right.
The rest of this pretty much all came into play tonight, so...
Yeah.
And that's why I said tonight was so good at establishing a huge show that is next week.
Well, yeah, dude, this is fucking awesome. I am really pumped up for next week now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So tonight really is pivotal in next week being a massive show. And next week, you figure they want to have a huge show because that'll be right after TakeOver Portland, which is then going to build towards, NXT's WrestleMania TakeOver.
That's fucking
That'll
awesome.
start building for that. So they really need to... The only thing they have advertised for NXT next week is the return match for Velveteen Dream.
Well, Tommy better watch next week.
Yeah,
because,
no doubt about it.
We should have told. We should have
told
told
for
him.
NXT. They had Angel Garza and Leo Rush for the number one contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship. They had Kushida and Adam Cole in a non-title match, so I'm curious to see how that went. Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai, were taking on each other. And then they had Bronson Reed and Roderick Strong in a match to open the show. People said that was good, but not great. They felt it was pretty clunky. So I do want to go back and check out NXT, but I honestly didn't see any of it tonight.
I didn't see any of it either. This was sometimes I watch out of the corner of my eye. Sometimes I watch the whole thing. And like you said,
usually I double up, and I was not able to at all. So
yeah,
I'm curious how the Kushida Cole match went.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it. I'll probably fall asleep to it tonight, but I didn't hear any word from it. It's weird. I got the vibe that it, like you said, something was lackluster with it because nobody was texting me. Normally, people are hitting me up like crazy or telling me like, "Hey, this match, this thing happened," like, and they're spoiling it even without even knowing that they're spoiling it on me.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset because just setting up Kushida and Cole now, you know that Cole has to win because he's going into TakeOver Sunday.
Yeah.
So they felt like it was kind of a wasted match to have, and I can understand that. You got to suspend disbelief already for the match to occur, and then you're like, the outcome ahead of time because they're not going to have their champion get pinned. So obviously you're expecting either Cole's going to win clean or there's going to be some type of outside interference. And, those are your only two options.
Right.
There's no way you're going to have Adam Cole lose on the way into his big match at TakeOver. So
why not just call it an X? Well, yeah, you can't even do that because you could still.
Yeah.
Is it is it for the belt?
What, this Sunday? Yeah.
The Kushida match.
No, the Kushida match was non-title.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Well,
they're not going to have him lose no matter what going into TakeOver.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think so. I mean,
that would be disastrous. So it was kind of a wasted dream match.
They've done it before, but yeah, it's a waste of. It's a waste of
to set this up, and so a lot of people said that it was a good main event, but it was kind of the conclusion was obvious, and there was nothing really compelling to build towards NXT.
Yeah. So that's disappointing because they got a show Sunday, so it's like, well, that might be awesome.
It usually is. I mean, the takeovers are always pretty damn epic. But,
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. There's never been a takeover that I've given under a 6.
But we've never given NXT a hard time with their wrestling. It's their storytelling that they've been doing better on the promo side of things as well. It's just it needs a good amount of work still.
Right. Yeah, I would like to see.
There's a lot of people you just don't give a shit about at this current point in time thrown in the middle. And that's part of AEW's problem as well, is that there's just not enough developed stars. So they've got to start doing these type of, stories like we saw tonight where everybody gets something to do.
What was the thing that Darby Allin wrote on one of those signs at the end that was funny? Because I forget now.
That he was saying Sammy Guevara got herpes, I believe it was.
Oh, yeah.
For being Jericho's kiss ass.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm like 5.
And I like the way that again, that's a callback because you always see Guevara doing the cue cards in the ring, so that was a funny way to do it, especially knowing that his throat's injured, so he can't speak. Last week he got the flamethrower. This week you go ahead and you get him using his own cue cards. That's smart. That's a good way to handle it.
Right. You like Sammy Guevara still?
Yeah, I'm still a fan of his.
I think he's all right still. Yeah, he's okay.
I mean, he's not my favorite, but I do like him. I enjoy he's very charismatic, and he's a little petulant shit. So he's good. And that's what works, and he does it well. He feels very spoiled, and of that ilk. He's going to run around yelling "Okay, Boomer" as he vlogs everything. So you want to slap the millennial around, and that's kind of the vibe he gives. But he lives up to it well. And he's delivers in the ring regularly, so I enjoy what he's given us so far. The role he's portrayed, he's done well.
Yeah, so I mean, tonight I would give just this kind of like nice 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 thumbs up. The promos were all pretty good. Like, they didn't cut the best promos they've ever had in AEW. There's been a couple of good ones that were really above everything, but they cut all solid or like decent or at least like interesting enough promos that I was happy with. All the promos, all the segments,
Yeah, the Santana promo or interview, however you want to phrase that, was a highlight. Darby Allin's challenge was very well done. I especially, enjoyed those two moments. Those are some of the things that really stood out. And the way they produced the women's championship match, I really want to give them credit for as well. Because they took two people that none of the audience gave a shit for whatsoever and had them cheered and jeered at the same time. So that was impressive. They went back to traditional booking and really laid the foundation for those women to aspire to the roles that they should have, the underdog and the dominant beast. And it worked. And it ended up being a good match, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
My score going in this was a 6.5. I could even see some people going as a 7 as well.
Yeah, I could see a 7.5 or maybe a 5 or something. But
in that vicinity.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I like tonight. I'm really happy, and I'm really happy that this could build to next week's show being really good. If next week's show ends up executing well and it's good, dude, and we get a fucking 8 out of 10 or something, dude, that'd be fucking awesome. Let me go back real quick.
Yeah, just ring work. I think next week could be a damn 8.5.
Tommy joined us an hour ago, guys. Tommy joined us just an hour ago, and he said this.
Like that, I really like to go to the circus so we could go out to ride and he would talk like that.
I could watch this clip 100 times.
I really like to go to the circus so we could go out to ride and he would talk like that.
I just keep watching it. I can't get over it.
The circus. No, we couldn't
I literally had no idea what the fuck Tommy was doing here. So I was just that. This was the weirdest thing to me. He's like, you just sounded like that guy from the movie. What the?
Like that. I really like to go to the circus. No, we couldn't go out to ride and he would talk like that.
Oh man, Tommy, you fucking psycho. I love Tommy, man. You gotta love him.
I used to despise those people that came into the store when I worked at Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Because they would come in and they'd be like that same kind of thing. And they would even go into impressions at times because they'd be like, I want to see that movie with the guy that did the thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be as much information as you got. And they would get pissed off at you for not knowing. And I'm like, well, can you remember what they look like? And, well, it was a guy, and then they'd come out with some unintelligible impression that you would have no clue in a million years what the hell they were trying to get at. They would give you that and you're supposed to know that that's Star Wars, that kind of shit. And it would drive me mad, just fucking bonkers. It was so frustrating. And then you get the real creepy guys that would come in asking for porn as well. So,
Tommy, what are you doing?
Go sit on a dildo.
Oh no, come on. Yeah, I know people are trying to call, but Skype is still fucked up. You guys can call on Skype if you have Skype. Just add me, Danny Deadly, DANNY, I can take your call then, but I can't take phone calls until afterwards. I'll take it later on tonight in a few. When Jake takes off, I'll take your calls. But yeah, it just doesn't work. So my bad for that.
Skype.
Yeah, because I see the calls coming in. There's 8 calls coming in right now. We just unfortunately can't take them right now because Skype's fucked up. We either have to go.
I'll get out of here in a minute so you can take some calls. I know people want to share their opinions. And
they want to share their sexual adventures with us. I mean,
that's right.
About AEW, and maybe someone that watched NXT can tell us what the fuck is going on over there.
Exactly, because
I
know Mr. Spaz Phoenix wants me to help him with some predictions as well for the weekend, and we're going to have a lot to cover for Out of Nowhere tomorrow. Obviously, we'll give you predictions for TakeOver this weekend.
I forgot to mention, right now on Patreon, guys, go to Patreon, on my Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
New donation Rage $.
Oh, Rage. Jesus Christ. Ed's View, what's up, Ed's View? All the
I love
way
what Fade to
in
Black
Japan.
shared with us before, how they had Jesus in the building tonight. He was holding the AEW championship and just standing there dressed up as Jesus, ringside.
Yeah, I saw Jesus. He's looking hot with that title. But yeah,
What a blessed night.
Go to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Become a patron. And we already have tons of you guys have been asking questions already. But we have questions up there to ask me and Jake. Me and Jake are going to be doing a little podcast. We're going to focus it all on your questions only. So if you can't get a question in or can't get asked something or whatever, go on Patreon now. Ask the questions because we're going to be probably recording, I think, maybe tomorrow or Friday. But I think tomorrow. I'm not sure. So do that now, and that podcast will be up on Patreon for patrons, and it will just be all your questions. So they're already filling up a little bit now. So if you didn't know that, go check it out.
Real Strong asked a great question too. He said, do you think they're giving Santana a backstory to break him off from the Inner Circle, or do you think it's just to add more of like a compelling interest to this feud?
To give what?
For Santana.
Oh.
Did they give him a backstory now just to possibly break him away from the Inner Circle, or do you think, or possibly down the line as well, or is this just to add to the current feud?
I think it just adds to the current feud and then adds to even their tag team. So
I think that's what they were going for, is just to add a bit more drama to the match tonight and the story they were trying to tell. But it could also be used down the line for him to throw a little fuel on the fire. If him and the Inner Circle no longer get along, that could be some of the building blocks for him to have a solo run. So
why would they split them up though now? Like they've been together for
I
so
don't
long.
think it would happen anytime soon. I think, I'm saying forever down the road, but at least then they can harken back to it.
Yeah, dude, if they did that now, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
No, I think it'd be disastrous now, but the Inner Circle needs to stay a tightly knit unit for a while to come. I'm concerned if Jericho doesn't retain, is he still going to be around? But we'll see what happens.
Oh man, that would be fucking crazy. But let me real quick. Tommy has to tell us something again. Let me see. What is this?
That I really like to go to the circus. So we could go out to ride it. He would talk like that.
Oh man, Tommy was on with us about an hour ago, and he didn't watch AEW, but he called the show to be on the show anyway. We don't know why. And he went on some kind of crazy fucking rant that no one quite understood at all. But it's just so fun to go back and relive now because it's so insane. So thank you to Tommy for coming on and providing nothing as far as wrestling goes. And then, of course, just doing that crazy sound that I didn't understand what he was doing. So thank you, Tommy, for coming on the show earlier and giving us that clip of gold. And John Wills, who is the top donator, could take that JCS Digital Championship home. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anything else, Jake, from you tonight about anything?
No, tomorrow night, make sure you tune into Out of Nowhere, 11 Eastern on the Joe Cronin Show. We will go ahead and have a lot of news for not just TakeOver, but further plans for Elimination Chamber. There's been more matches added to the pay-per-view. We'll also go ahead and discuss what's going on for TakeOver and some future possible signings with AEW as well. So it's going to be a big show. I think everyone's going to want to check out tomorrow night.
Yeah, man. Next week's AEW show should be really damn good. This is really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly excited for that.
I'm excited for fucking... Ugh. I'm excited for my neighbor's fucking dog. Dude, what a fucking night, though, man. I mean, and commentary didn't piss me off tonight. Like, it didn't really... I don't think it was the greatest, but we didn't hear a lot of the whole, like, oh, that's called a tope suicida. That's a this, and we'll call it that now. Like, there was none of that bullshit. Like, felt like Excalibur was kind of backed up. He blended in a little bit. I don't think it was the greatest thing ever, but, like, it just felt like, the fucking commentary finally, it just wasn't just, didn't piss me off. Even if it wasn't that good. It's better than WWE, and it didn't make me mad. It didn't put me to bed. It didn't make me angry. So those things, I mean, that's good, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely. The commentary wasn't its usual infuriating self. they did have a few hiccups, like you said, but JR was kind of a bit funnier tonight, and there was a few moments that I enjoyed. Didn't want to rip my remaining hair out, so
put my hair on your head. We got 666 watching now. It's the mark of the beast. John Wills could be taking home that digital JCS championship tonight, baby. Let's see here. Let me go. Let me move over here real quick. Let me see what we got here. There was something else I wanted to mention. Now I lost it. Oh yeah. So did you get a chance at all to hear the trip? I didn't hear it, so I'm asking you. You may not have heard it either. Did you hear the Triple H NXT media call at all today? I didn't hear it.
No, I have it saved, but unfortunately I was at the doctor's all damn day, so I have yet to listen to it in full. I saw some of the highlights, but
I figured it was kind of pointless. Like, there really wasn't much to say. Like, we're having a fucking pay-per-view, everybody's ready to go, yada, 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 go NXT. Like, I don't know I didn't think there was any big news drop that was going to come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of the highlights, but there was nothing, catastrophic and major. It seemed.
We had Cedric Alexander complaining that he's frustrated in WWE or whatever with what's going on.
Yeah, he sent out some tweets. He said frustrated is the understatement.
Here we go.
I don't blame him.
It's time for him to cry now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we heard so many times that they had, Paul Heyman has all these plans for him, and they started to push him, but then they made him lose many times, and the crowd kind of just lost interest. And then they didn't have him on TV for ages, and when we finally see him again, he gets his ass beat quickly. So
he's boring.
I don't feel he was exciting in the 205 Live show. I just don't think they ever gave him a chance to showcase his abilities.
He bores
and
me,
develop
man.
a character.
He's another guy. He's another smiley faced like.
That's
hey,
the problem.
Man, I'm just gonna
they
go
didn't
out.
let
I'm
him
gonna do what
develop
I
any
can.
character. It was just that typical.
Yep.
Happy to be here. This was my dream person.
I'm sick of that, man. That's why he sucks. He's boring. I mean, not saying wrestling wise, he puts on some pretty fun matches, but it's like, again, he's another fucking. Yeah, man. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do what I do best, and I'm gonna kick his ass tonight. Like, it's like, okay.
Sadly,
great,
though,
dude,
you have
suck.
to. It's not the mindset where you can go out there and say what you want to say anymore and cut that promo, and take the mic. Give me the mic 10 seconds. Let me say whatever I want. You can't pull that like The Rock did. You're scripted and you stick to it, or you never end up on TV again.
Yeah, well,
unless you're in that position where you are the top guy, like a Roman.
That's why
Reigns
everybody sucks. That's why pretty much everybody sucks.
That's exactly it. So I feel bad shitting on him, being like, oh, he's boring, but they made him boring.
Yeah,
he was exciting, and when some of the things, I think he could be entertaining.
Are you sure though? Because like Ricochet, they've tried to give him like he sucks. He's really horrible.
But Ricochet was so much better with promos.
But he's been horrible on promos his fucking whole career. We said when he came.
I don't think he's been. I think he's been horrible his whole career.
Oh, I don't.
He's
yeah,
never been stellar. I mean, he was.
Dude, when he was coming to the WWE, I said this is awesome, but just know this guy sucks on promos.
His mic work has never been exemplary. No, I'm not saying that, but it's a far cry from what he was doing before he entered even NXT, and it only got worse as he went to the main roster.
Yeah, I mean,
at least in NXT, I think they knew let his in-ring work do the talking, and have him be a man of few words, and that seemed to be better sufficed for his character. Once they had him, superheroes are real and dreams come true and all that bullshit, he just fell to the wayside in the fans' minds for the most part.
Yeah,
he was never going to be a super charismatic Stone Cold on the mic, but he didn't need to be. He doesn't need to talk. He literally could have went ahead and just focused on his in-ring work, but because they had him, say stupid shit repeatedly, it made us look at him like a nerd.
Yeah,
for lack of better explanation. And
I think
there's quite a few people that could be shining stars that they just don't allow to either A, be themselves, or B, come up with any type of input.
I think Cedric's better probably than Ricochet on the mic, but it's still not much better. It's still that like, oh yeah, I'm going to go get him and we're going to whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, and that's how they want them to be portrayed and put forth on camera. So, as we said, you're not writing for an audience; you're writing for Vince. And if Vince laughs, then you're going to see 100 jokes like it. You're going to see people farting and peeing their pants and all that kind of stuff. I'm shocked that we've even gotten the Mandy and Otis thing to go through. Because that was happening on Twitter for ages as like a kind of inside joke, per se, with Otis. He was flirting with her continually for 2 years now. And finally, they allowed that to happen on TV. And that's one of the things that people are looking forward to the most this week is the date that's happening with them two on Valentine's Day.
Really?
So I can't wait to see what happens. Honestly, I'm intrigued by it. I've enjoyed every bit of the story that they've had so far between those two, especially when you look at things like Lana and Rusev and all that happened with them, with Lashley and
this
the
is better
wedding
than that. Yeah, I'm more interested in this than that, no doubt.
Yeah, that was so tragically awful that it makes Mandy and Otis look like the best thing ever. But like I said, it's all built towards an audience of one, and seemingly we get proven that time and time again with who gets pushed, who becomes champion, who's relegated off screen and sent to the back. And Rusev, again, the only reason they had him do what they did in my eyes is because they knew they signed Lana for another 5 years. So in the eyes of the fans, they wanted to separate Lana from Rusev. Rusev didn't re-sign yet. They signed Lana for another 5 years. So they want to make sure that, hey, if he does leave, or, we're not going to have Rusev Day chance forever. We're not going to have, her just be viewed as Rusev's wife. Now we can, clear that out. So it was like a dual service for them. One, they covered their ass because they have her as a asset for the next 5 years. And two, they go ahead and can make some drama and get some clicks and views with the whole wedding scenario.
Well, I want to go ahead and shout out to the Girdles, to the Shy God. I'm going to shout out to the Shy God, who became a $25 producer level patron. So shout out to the Girdle Shy God for that. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake DeMarco is leaving us. He's dead.
Into the eternity.
He's going into the eternity, into the abyss, the Deathly Hallows. So thank you to Shy God, who became a big $25 producer level tier guy. You're going to be up in that spot in just a few. How about Excalibur's mask? Just how bad do you think it stinks under Excalibur's mask? How bad do you think it smells under that mask?
I'm sure that's in dire need of some Axe deodorant spray.
Like, you think it's as nasty as you think it is?
I'm sure it's worse.
You think it's worse?
I think it's worse.
Really?
I think JR is forgetting his lines because of the stench coming off of the mask.
Well, let me tell you this, man. We're going to go ahead and, I'm going to let you go, man. I'll let you go. I'll take some calls. People are calling like crazy. I got literally, we have missed 90 calls in the last 10 minutes. So I will take your calls, guys, and we'll hear from you guys about what you think about AEW NXT. Jake, thank you, man, and I will...
we'll see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow night for Out of Nowhere, live right here, and we will get wet.
Do a little basketball dance off the concrete.
Have a good night and stay sexy.
I'm just so sick of you little meth-head devil worshippers. I'll be honest, I'd like to take a big bite out of your face.
Did you get a new Mike Joe looks dope, and what do you think of Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes?
Magpul Mike, what's been up, Magpul Mike? Actually, no, this is the same mic I've always had. I've got 6 mics. And I've always had this mic stand too. I just never used it. I've had this mic stand for a couple of years, never used it. And this is my Audio Technica that I slid in here because the RE20 still has electrical problems. My RE20 has had electrical problems since. That's why I haven't used this mic in 2 or 3 years, because I spilled a beer into the mic, I think. I'm pretty sure, and still it's fucked up. So nice $400 mic got ruined, one monetized this because I went a little too nuts. So I haven't been able to use it. Still doesn't work right. I don't know what to do. It's just, I guess it's a loss, man. It's fucked up. But yeah, so I bought this for it years ago, and I never used it. So I threw the Audio Technica in it, and that worked, man. Magpole Mike, thanks for the $10, Magpole Mike. He's not going to get to John Will's title. Right now, John Will is looking to keep that title belt around his waist. Lots of calls coming in. We want to talk about AEW, NXT, or whatever the fuck. 605, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Joe? I don't know if you guys caught this, but earlier in the show, I heard JR say MJF had 2 sets of lips, and I thought it was hilarious because I don't know if he was referring to MJF having a vagina, but if he was, that is fucking hilarious.
Oh my God. I didn't even hear that, but what the fuck else? What does he mean? Like, if it's not that, what is?
Yeah, you had to have meant that, right?
I mean, unless he just meant like he can talk, like he's got 2 sets of lips, he's flapping his gums.
Yeah, I guess my dirty mind just thought the worst, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna think of his vagina talking, man. Good call. I'm gonna keep the calls moving really quick tonight because there's so many. Thanks for the call, man. That was a good one, and we're like 12 here, so 361. Hello.
How's it going, Joe? Just calling in.
What's up, man?
NXT was pretty chilling. I'll give it like a 6.5.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff. I think that Britt Baker promo was pretty decent. I don't like her in-ring shit, so like it's kind of hard to get behind her when her matches are like fucking garbage, in my opinion.
I guess I mean I haven't noticed that she's been garbage, but I haven't. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that though. I feel like when she
I wouldn't say garbage. I would say green, probably like green in the ring. I guess.
Really,
it's not bad.
So my impression of her was that she had this like sort of like the classic WWE style almost. Like I almost feel like she'd be better in WWE where she. But yeah, maybe I need to. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna go watch some of her matches because you're the millionth person to say that. So I must be missing something because the fact that I haven't said like, man, her matches are fucked. Like I feel like I'm missing something because I'm buying it. I don't think she's like a lot of the new style. She's not like the new style of wrestling where like people are diving all over the place and things like that.
Right.
She's wrestling this more like like Lex Luger.
Kind of like how Moxley's more of like an old school type of guy. Like he's not gonna do dives or piranhas and shit.
Yeah, like she's got her fucking moves that she does and that's it. It reminds me of the Narcissist in WWE, like WrestleMania 9. Like, Lex Luger comes off the rope, he clotheslines someone, he slams someone, maybe goes for a couple pins, and then he's got the finisher. She doesn't really do anything else. Like, but at the same time, to me, she also doesn't have these weird botchy things either. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I might be wrong. I might be missing something. I'm gonna go back and watch it because I must be missing something.
Did you happen to see anything from New Japan, New Beginning?
Not yet, but I have the app, so I've been waiting for it to watch it on my phone.
Dude, Moxley had like a fucking probably like the best match of his career against Minoru Suzuki.
Really?
Like it was just amazing match.
I can't wait to watch that then. I was watching old Kenny Omega. I was on the app the other day, and I watched a couple old Kenny Omega matches, and I just thought, man, this guy was like a mega star. Now he's like a fucking goof.
Yeah. Kind of.
I mean, he still
sucks seeing him in a different light.
He's still pretty cool. It's just like he's just kind of goofy now. I don't know what it is. Like,
right.
I think the only time I felt like I saw Kenny Omega in AEW was during that AEW Dark match in Boston. Like that match against Joey Janela. Yeah, that was great. But everything else has been
amazing. Yeah.
Everything else is like mini Kenny Omega. Like we're getting like these mini matches. Like
his match against Moxley was like all right, depending on the. Oh,
you're right.
I personally liked it.
I loved it actually. I take that back. You're right. That was great. I forgot about it. I loved it. I don't know what the fuck people were criticizing. I thought it was pretty good.
I just think like it's just like, don't get me wrong. Like I like Cornette and like I like AEW, but I also listen to him because he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Regardless of like what he says. But there's just a lot of like his type of people that were shitting on the match, mostly like just like old school type heads, which is weird because he praises Terry Funk, he praises Mick Foley, like he'll praise all these older dudes.
Yeah,
but,
I think
when
that
it comes to like these newer guys,
he has some points about AEW and about Moxley and stuff like that, but unfortunately, like his whole goal is to be a shithead to them and to be biased. So it's just biased because he does have good points and it's fucking hilarious to listen to him. But at the same time, you know, he'll do anything to bury them.
Right. Yeah, that boxing match was like probably the closest thing you get to like Bruiser Brody, Terry Funk from late '80s, early '90s. Moxley's he's just working like that type of brawler style over there, and it's just his matches over there mostly way better in my opinion, just because I guess the amount of like hosses he gets to work with, which is why I like Jeff Cobb going to AEW.
Yeah,
because he actually had a match with him in the G1, and it was decent. It was just like an 8-minute short match, so hopefully they give us something longer than that. Hopefully.
Well, that's the thing is we've seen him do a lot of short matches in AEW. Like there hasn't been Yeah, he hasn't been able to be like he's having this big match. You know, he had that one with Kenny, and that's why that was good. But in Japan, he had a whole bunch. Thanks for the call, man. Good call. Appreciate it, bro. Lots of calls coming through. 4112, hello.
Hey, Joe. How's it going tonight, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Joe. You know, it was a pretty good episode of AEW tonight. All in all, the commentary wasn't too bad. The matches were pretty good. I thought it was weird how JR kept saying, "This is the main event," 3 different fucking times. I don't know if anybody else caught that or not.
How about
main events.
How about an hour into the show where he said, "Folks, we got to take one more commercial break."
Yeah, and then there were like 7 more.
Yeah, I was like, why did he just say that? And it wasn't in the middle of a match. It was between segments. It was between a segment. It wasn't even like, oh, he thinks this is the main event. It wasn't that. He said it after a segment ended.
Picture. Yeah, I'm not really into the picture-in-picture either. At first, I was kind of like into it because I could still see the action, but it takes me out of it almost too much. I don't know. Like, why don't they do the commercial breaks when they're not having a match or something? Why do they have to do it during the match?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that because what I would suggest is I think we all need to do this. I think we should all do this, especially if we have the network. What we need to go back and do, and I think I'm going to do it tonight because I haven't noticed. I'm going to go back and watch an old episode of Raw, a 2-hour episode of Raw from 1998. Or 1999, whatever, and I'm gonna watch the commercial breaks on that, and I want to see what the difference is exactly. When did they go to commercial? How many commercials there were, and then we can compare it to like SmackDown and AEW because those are 2-hour shows as well.
That's a great fucking idea. And my other thing I just wanted to say here is Big Fuego Jacob and Tiffany Rodriguez are loser fucking waste beaner fucks who should die in a fire tonight. Thank you very much, Joe. Take care.
Jesus Christ! Wow. Okay. I mean, why is that though? Oh my God! What the fuck? I don't think they even like each other. Like that was the weirdest combination of. I guess that's maybe just he's racist. I don't know. Like, because why would you put them together? Because I don't think that they like each other. I mean, I'm not sure. So bizarre. So weird. The fuck? Fuego Jacob. Just got shit on. Hector Gutierrez in the chat. Suck it Trudeau in the chat. What's up, Suck it Trudeau? What's up, Muhammad Abdel? What's up, motherfuckers? Who was in charge of the production back then? I mean, the same people. Kevin Dunn. I mean, I don't know what I don't know, man. I don't know what the reason is for it being so different is. Unbelievable shit there. Crazy shit, man. Tiffany and fucking Fuego getting buried. I don't even think they like each other. Well, John Wills with $100 donation coming in, baby. We lost your caller. Please call back. 339-226-6610. That's right. 339-226-6610. You heard it here, folks. Tiffany and Big Fuego suck. I mean, So fucked up. I like Tiffany and Big Fuego. I don't know why you don't like them. I love my Mexican friends. I love my Hispanic friends. I love Tiffany and I love Big Fuego. So that's not nice. That was you, Paul? You serious? Muhammad Abdel, what's up, man? So bizarre. Sorry, man. I lost you. 718, call back. 718, my bad. 614, hello.
What's up, Joe? The bullfrog.
The bullfrog. Ribbit, cracker.
What's up? Ribbit, buddy, ribbit.
Everybody just kept pounding it on there.
What you think of AEW tonight, man? I'd give it about a 7 for me.
What the fuck? Did you just get here?
No. I'm just fucking with you.
Jesus Christ, dude. I'm going to strangle you in a second. I've been talking about it for 2 hours. But yeah, I mean...
Yeah, you always want to strangle my ass.
No, it's all right. I'm like 6.5. A nice, happy 6.5 tonight.
Yeah, so what you been up to, man?
Well, I mean, we had Tommy call up an hour ago for no reason, apparently. He was in the chat tonight.
Yeah.
He was saying stuff in the chat.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, call up, Tommy. Okay. So he calls up, and you saw this, but he calls up, and
yeah,
he just but he goes, oh, I didn't see the show, though. And that was weird. And then he did this. Everybody, look at this.
Like that. I just like to go to the circus so we could go out to ride. He would talk like that. Like that.
What the fuck?
Like to go to the circus so we could go out to ride. He would talk like that.
Unbelievable.
Like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty big, man. Watch out. I might be your competition.
Who's that, Tommy?
No, me and you, buddy. We might go to war.
Let's go to war, baby. Let's do it. Ribbit.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's going to be a frogging nation.
It's going to be a frog party, man. What's up, Casey is raw, baby. Casey is raw.
What's up, Casey?
What's up,
Where
Casey?
the frogs at? Show me them frogs. Where the freaking frogs at, man? Tell them, Joe. Show the frog.
You know what? You telling me Casey is raw is on the frog side, too?
Yeah, he's on my buddy list. He should be.
God damn it, man. What the hell? All right, well, thank you for the call, Bullfrog. Ribbit. 339-226-6610. And, wow, that is really... Dude, what the fuck? Are you serious? How many Bullfrogs we got going on here? After last Sunday, I don't know what to think. Broken Lion is the king of the wheel. Fucking John Wills dropped a Hundy bomb, and he's probably going to take home the JCS Digital Championship tonight, which is a weird-looking skull thing. It looks like one of the new XFL teams or something like that. Like that logo, that skull right there, that shield. The fucking Cincinnati Skulls. Like, I'm surprised there isn't a team just called the Skulls. The San Diego Skeletons. Like, what the fucking... Those team names are so generic Madden. I know the New York team is one of the only ones. I'm like, the New York team is legit to me. I like the New York team. I mean, I don't like the New York team because I fucking hate New York, but I like the name. I like the darkness of the team. It's like, that's pretty cool. You know, most of the other ones are just fucking stupid. The fucking Rage. Dude, what? And it's like just like this like 90s like Rage, like I don't know, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just annoyed at this point. Ridiculous. Yeah, 339-226-6610. Call back. I'll try to get you on the show. I know a lot of other people called, and I missed the calls because, obviously, lots of people are calling in. So try back again. We'll try again to get you on the show if you want. AEW was, again, pretty decent tonight, man. Pretty decent. Let's hear from the Duke real quick while I get the settings up and I get things rolling up the right way here. Yo, Duke, are you ready?
Hey, this is Duke Nukem, and you're listening to the Joe Cronin Show. Now, where's my gun so I can kill some motherfuckers? Yeah, How do you like that? Suck my balls.
Go to audibletrial.com/Cronin and you guys can get a free audiobook from audibletrial.com/Cronin. I think that's it. Or it's audibletrial.com/Joe Cronin Show. I don't fucking know. One of those two will work. And you'll get a free fucking trial. You get a free book. I mean, fuck it. You want to listen to something? It's pick one of the really expensive ones because they'll be free. I like JR's book, to be honest. I like JR. I like listening to JR read with his like faces melting off. You know, he's like, well, on a Sunday, I went to my mom's house. You know, he's just fucking. You can feel his face melting as he reads this. You almost feel like he's tortured as he's reading. It's very exciting to listen to. 412, hello.
Hey, Joe, it's me again. Hey, I just wanted to tell Big Fuego, this is Paul 3 in the chat, unblock me, you fucking pussy, before I come out there and fuck your faggot-ass dad and his gay asshole, you piece of shit.
Oh, my
unblock me, you fucking fag. Are
Paul,
you running from me or what?
Paul, wait a minute. Paul,
Come on,
why?
Big Fuego.
Paul, why did you? I know, I get why. I guess why. Why do you hate Tiffany and Big Fuego?
Well, first of all, I hate Big Fuego because he's a fucking kiss-ass douchebag who has to pay to fucking be on your show.
Well, no,
It's
he's not a
goddamn
patron.
pathetic.
He hasn't been a patron in a month. He's not a patron.
I know, yeah. No, he's a patron. I understand how he's supporting the show. I fucking donate when I can too, but he does it.
But he's
just
not.
to get in with you.
Well. I mean, let me put it to you this way. First of all, he's not a patron anymore because he lost his job, so he hasn't been a patron in a month. But good. you know, Big Fuego, when he started out, he was a fan and he was a good guy. And then he flipped out on me, and we had a fight. And then he came back, and he hasn't been bad ever since then. So, but I see what you're saying, though. He does rub some people the wrong way, no doubt about it. Maybe you should start his whole family.
Dude, before you know it, we're going to have the fucking Big Fuego show. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be
He's already got a show.
It's going to be the Big Fuego. That's fucking disgusting. He already has a show. Don't plug that shit. What the fuck?
Chaotic behavior?
My God. No. Big Fuego is 8 on the air. Never put him back on. It's fucking terrible. I can't handle it. And the Tiffany thing, I was just basing that off of because you took her mod away because she was backstabbing you or betraying the show or something like that. People are asking like crazy in the chat.
Well, what happened was, we had some people blocked, that we didn't know who they were. So I was unwrenching some people to try to narrow it down to figure out what the hell was going on. And then on top of that, she kind of does other things, and I'm like, I don't really, she shouldn't. Let me take the mod away, that doesn't make any sense to have too many mods that are doing that. But she's still welcome on the show. I think she's still in here. I mean, I don't know if she is, but I just took the mod wrench away. Yeah, and I guess I don't know. I guess that's a problem. I can't decide who my mods are and aren't. Millions of other shows take mod wrenches away and give them back and give them to other people and give them whatever the fuck. But I guess I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that on my show. I guess I should just allow my mods to to be involved in shitting on me places and then keep them as mods. I mean, I guess I'm the retard for taking the mod away.
Yeah,
from someone.
just let them fuck you. Yeah, just let them fuck you in the ass, and then you just keep their mod. Yeah, that's a great fucking idea. But I don't know, man. It's shitty. I hate when people betray you. I hate when people betray the show. This is like my main source of entertainment in my otherwise rather fucking pretty mundane life. So when people shit on you, people shit on the show, I feel like they're shitting on me personally. So fuck anybody who shits on the fucking Joe Cronin show and go fuck your father, motherfucker. Have a good day, Joe.
All right, thanks, Paul. That guy's fucking awesome. Jesus Christ. Paul, you want to be on a show? Holy fucking God, dude. We should just have Paul come on and shit on people. Even if he doesn't mean it. Just shit on people for whatever the fuck reason. God damn. Holy shit. I do like Tiffany and Fuego, though. I have no problem with them. I just took a wrench away. It's just a fucking digital wrench. Holy fuck. God damn. That was crazy. I mean, Big Fuego, you might have to fight Paul, dude. I mean, Big Fuego, you may have to fight Paul. like, you guys may have to get in a fucking brawl at this point together. Like, fight each other. Ed's View wants to be shit on. Everybody wants to be shit on now, man. Hide your dads from that guy. What the fuck, dude? Holy shit, dude. That was fucking hilarious. Thank you for making me laugh. All right, so a few other people probably want to call in, so go ahead. The phone lines are open. Oh, man. Fuego's fired up. He's ready to go. Is that the real Fuego? Fuego, why did you lose? Have you ever? Is that you, or did I take your wrench too? Ugh. Paul is 40. Weekend Warrior, what's up, Weekend Warrior? How you been, man? That was no Baba Booey. That guy was like ready to fucking fight. That guy was ready to beat the fuck out of somebody, dude. That guy was on his goddamn last medication. That's Paul for you. I love Paul. Paul really wants you to unblock him, Fuego. I think he enjoyed the fights that you guys had. Like, whatever fight you had, like, I think it meant a lot to Paul. So I think you should probably unblock him, you know. 517's on the phone. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
What's up?
What's up? Hey, I just wanted to give you my opinion on something.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Nyla Rose.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? A lot of people do.
I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm not saying she's a good or bad wrestler. I'm not trying to say that. And I'm not trying to, be a complete asshole, which I am most of the time. I'm not really trying to be. I just don't like watching a freaking 200-pound male face a 70-pound female and win a championship. I don't like it. It's fucking retarded.
A lot of people feel the same way, man. A lot of people don't. They can't buy into it. You know, and some people aren't trying to even be like mean or whatever the hell. You know, like it's just a lot of people can't get past it. Now, if they never said anything, you know what I mean, and you didn't know, like, I think that would have helped a lot. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, this chick's like a crazy beast, you know, of a lady, you know, whatever. But because they pushed it or talked about it, like, people have a hard time, like, you know, buying into it or whatever. You know, it's like that's all you can think about is like, nah, man, this is a guy, you know. And and it's not about like insulting the trans people and not believing and whatever the fuck.
Absolutely.
It's just like, it's just a fact that like most people don't believe this. 80%, I want to say. It's crazy. I feel bad for her, you know, because a lot of us can't stop talking about it, and I'm sorry, but we can't help it. Like, it's natural. I can't stop thinking that was a guy and they're a beast, and I've seen this and then it's like, well, but it's wrestling, so who cares? But I've seen in real life, like, girls or guys that become girls that just beat the shit out of other girls, and it's like, something's not right about this. So now I'm seeing it in the show, and it's weird too. But then you have Tessa Blanchard in TNA or Impact, who's the champion as a female. So like, I'm all confused about everything, and you know, wrestling's all over the place right now.
Yeah, and I'll be completely honest with you, Joe. I'm not a big fan of Rio. I think she's a good wrestler, but she's just too small. And I know it's kind of the opposite of what some of them, Nyla Rose. But she just, you know, I was barely, you know, heavily pushed the idea that they should have gave about the Statlander back in the January 10th show. I was all about that. You know, she's a good size. You know, she's a good wrestler. I was, you know. But, I mean, you know what? Nyla Rose has the belt now, and, I mean, whatever. I guess it's just wrestling at the end of the day, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but I'm with you on that, too. She's too small, and it's weird. I don't know. It didn't work out. I don't care who's champion. They had a pretty good match, though, tonight, but I didn't care who won because I was like, I don't think either one of these girls should be involved in this title right now. So I'm with you. I think I agree. Good call. Good call. And good stuff from everybody tonight, man. Listen, I appreciate all the calls, the donations, and the fun.
Super chat. Paul is God.
Paul is God. A Yahoo 2020. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I think I got everything I wanted to get, man. So listen, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. A lot of shit to do tomorrow. Plus, we got Out of Nowhere tomorrow. I'm going to be live with a couple things tomorrow. Going to have some videos up and shit. And stuff coming to the Patreon. So make sure you check out the Patreon. Me and Jake are going to have that wrestling show on Patreon. Downloadable podcast. We're going to answer only questions mostly on that show. So get your questions in, man. It's going to be a direct audience Patreon participation thing. So look for that as well. Plus me and Leah's podcast, Till Death Do Us podcast, the podcast with me and my wife. That's coming up as well. We decided to hold off until the Valentine's Day. So that's coming up as well. John Wills, want to shout out him because he was the largest donator of the stream. Salty Cameron, you can call back, man. I'll try to put you on unless you changed your mind. I don't know if you hung up or you thought I was closing, but I'll take your call real quick if you want. 412, I'm sorry I hung up on you. That was earlier, but I just noticed that I did hang up on you. My bad. And that's about it, man. That's about it. John Will's going to take home that JCS Digital Championship tonight, and I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to whack away, baby. I'm going to whack away. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Out of Nowhere. Till then, keep it wet.
This smells like my vagina.
This is Duke Nukem, and you're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. Now, where's my gun so I can kill some motherfuckers? Yeah, how do you like that? Suck my balls.
Wait, someone...
Hey, it's me.
Someone's telling me that Duke Nukem is someone's telling me that Duke Nukem is racist.
Hey.
And they got the clip of it. They sent me a clip of it. I don't know. I'll have to play that in a minute. That's weird. Are you serious? Salty Cameron, what's up, bro?
What's happening, man?
Nothing at all, dude. I'm ready for I'm ready for bed. Is what I'm ready for.
I mean, fucking the energy on commentary tonight makes you want to feel that way. So, yeah, I'm right with you there. But the show itself was actually pretty good. And I haven't watched the last few weeks just because it has been, shit, if you ask me, compared to what it started off as. Like, tonight was pretty fucking good. And I've seen Jeff Cobb wrestle multiple times on the indies. Like, this guy, I said that he's got a Keith Lee vibe to him because, he does, like you don't look at him and think, oh, he can do, this flipping shit. But he can move around.
Right.
He can move around like Keith Lee. But I get the vibe. Oh, he does look like Rhino. But, man, he can fucking move. And him versus Moxley, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
But I get your perspective, though.
But I don't think I've
him before.
But I get what you're saying because, I could see him, running off the ropes and diving. And, you never seen Rhino do that. Rhino just acts like a power guy who's actually smaller in the ring. But it sounds like this guy's bigger than Rhino, and he's gonna move pretty crazy. I did see some of his highlights, and I think I do remember him in Lucha Underground. But maybe it's Ring of Honor now that I'm thinking of. But either way, he looks pretty fucking cool. And this was a good show. And next week is going to be so stacked. It's got to be good next week.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm excited, man. I got my tickets for Evolution. I'm going. It's going to be badass, dude.
Oh, that's cool that you're going to it.
Yeah, no, I went to All Out fucking back in August. That was cool. But I'm excited for this shit. I'm lucky that I live in the Midwest and that they come here all the fucking time. But I don't know if you covered next week. What do you think they're going to do with Cody and Wardlow? Do you think Cody's going to go over? Or do you think they're going to have Wardlow go over in his first match? Because it's kind of tricky, you want Cody to look strong. You want Cody to look good going into the pay-per-view match. But at the same time, do you really want this big bad Wardlow that you've been building up as this legitimate badass for some time now to, lose in his first match. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited. Like, they've built this cage match up for some time now. And for WWE, normally it's like, oh, let's just have a fucking cage match for no reason whatsoever on a Raw. But like, this has had some build. This has some meaning to it. And that's what I like about it. And you can't predict it. Like, that's the thing. I don't know if Cody's going to win or if it's going to be Wardlow because they haven't specified if Cody has to win in order to face MJF, like, does he have to win or does he just have to be in the match? They haven't really.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. That's the part that freaks me out too, where I don't really know what's going on. Like, I would think that Wardlow would win his first match, but I would think that, Cody would, beat the guy and look strong going into the MJF match. So I'm lost too. But I almost think it could be like a fuckery thing. You know what I mean? Like, they fuck him up, they bust him up. Wardlow wins, and now he's got to face MJF, or MJF comes out to screw him, so Wardlow wins, and now they're So if they can do that, then I guess I'm okay with it, because it's like he doesn't really look weak. It looks like they cheated and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, but I'm definitely with you. I'm looking forward to next week.
I would think that you'd book it after the MJF. I would think that eventually, if Cody got through MJF, that then, Wardlow would be like, I'm gonna fucking take care of him for you, like like the classic bad guy boss fucking servant guy, and then they'd have a cage match, and maybe they could win that one because Cody could beat MJF maybe, but then they could get revenge in the cage somehow. I'm a little bit confused.
Well, I wonder how they're gonna eventually play with Cody getting in a world title match eventually, because there's no fucking way that he's just never gonna get one again. Is there eventually gonna be a match down the line again with MJF and a stipulations like, oh, if I beat you, I get a shot at the title because you fucked me over, threw in the towel? I don't know. Like, this has the potential to be a long-term storyline. Like, I would be intrigued in watching this over a few matches, because
I think way down the road someday, it's going to build up so long over time that Cody said he'd never wrestle for it, and then people are going to be like, but it wasn't fair what happened. Like, you need to do it. You need to wrestle him, like, blah 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 blah. And it's going to be like a big thing where like people want it and they want it, and he won't do it and won't do it and want it, and eventually like he'll fucking finally someday give in. I don't know when that's going to be. And it's going to be like a big thing whenever that happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm with you, though. It's going to be good next week, but I'm going to get off here so you can fucking do whatever, Joe. But thanks for taking my call. It was good talking to you again. And
yeah, man. It's good to hear.
Should be a good show next week, man.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. Good to hear from you, man. Good shit.
Yeah. Good shit, man.
Salty Cameron. You are my spirit animal, Salty Cameron. Now here's Duke Nukem being a racist.
Hey, it's me, Duke Nukem, and I hate...
Oh, my God. Come on! Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening. My name is Joe Cronin. Hit me up on Twitter, @CorruptedPod. @CorruptedPod on Twitter. Hit me up. We'll talk about it there, and I'll see you tomorrow night for Out of Nowhere at 11 p.m. here. And I'll be live earlier than that on my other channel, Corrupted Nation. So go subscribe over there as well. And I will see you for that. Hit me up on Twitter @CorruptedPod and patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Shout out to Shy God, who went up to the $25 producer level. Shy God, thank you so much, man. And, join the other producers. There's 30 other producers. We could use a few more, so check it out if you'd like to do that. And get the recognition down below, but also get all the content on Patreon and the VIP Discord access as well. See you guys tomorrow.
This smells like my vagina.
Hey, this is Duke Nukem, and you're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. Now, where's my gun so I can kill some motherfuckers? Yeah, how do you like that? Suck my balls.
Sorry, everybody, about no Throwdown last night. I know a lot of people waiting for Throwdown. I fucking died. We'll be back next week. And monetize this Friday night. And then Corrupted Podcast on Saturday night. Don't miss everything that's going down this week.